Okay, here we go. Here is my second live stream for the XFL season. The St. Louis Battlehawks will take on the Seattle Dragons. Again, it's in St. Louis again, and I'm a little bit late here, so sorry about that, but the game has pretty much just started for me, so here we go.
This is one of the things that I think has been the best innovation that the XFL has had is this kickoff. It's been widely played.
Okay, and to the two people in here, welcome. This is Pac-Man Jake here with the XFL live stream, the Seattle Dragons versus the St. Louis Battlehawks in St. Louis.
We'll see it on the opening kickoff. Little fireworks early. Let's see what the Battlehawks have for their faithful here.
And looks as if the Seahawks are going to kick off, and the Battlehawks are going to get the ball first to start the first quarter.
Through the middle out to about the 30-yard line. There's a flag down as well. So we'll start the game with a penalty on special teams. Jordan Ta'amu, the quarterback for the Battlehawks, ready to lead his team in action. Turns the return. Illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 53. 10-yard penalty. It's first down.
Okay.
Come back a little bit, but the way this team is played, they like to run the.
Here we go. The Battlehawks with the ball first to start the game.
Well, listen, this is really a quarterback in Jordan Ta'amu that's so comfortable in this college-oriented RPO-style offense, and that's what Chuck Long, their offensive coordinator, has given him. They're going to try to run it early and often here in this ballgame. Started from the 10-yard line, they hand it off.
And right now, it's a handoff and nothing there. Got a little bit of a loss on there. Good stop right there on first down by Seattle.
Yeah, Will Sutton is a terrific player, but this Battlehawks offensive line, they are.
So the Battlehawks with the ball first.
Watch out for Pearson L. He's a guy that's going to be in the slot for them as a wide receiver. And here as they're backed up, check out him in the slot, maybe trying to get an early completion for the young quarterback. Two backs in the backfield.
Okay, here we go. Ta'amu keeps it for maybe about a yard on that.
Second leading rusher for this team, so that's not unusual for them. Yeah, because of that RPO/zone read style of system that they run, and he's an athletic, talented guy. This defense, though, charged with stopping this offense.
I'll turn the volume up so you can hear the audio and a little bit less of me, but of course I'll be doing the commentating, live play-by-play, so.
Heard him in the pregame there. He's an emotional player.
Battlehawks have the ball, and so far it's been more of like a negative yardage play, and Ta'amu in the end zone, about to throw, and he just throws it in the dirt, incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 13 to start off the day for this game.
In order to stop screens at any level,
and the Seattle Dragons will get the ball to start.
They are unblocked. As soon as they understand they're unblocked, they get out of their pass rush, get down the line of scrimmage, look for that back. That's exactly what they did there for Seattle, and a nice little stop early. Marquette King, the former Raider.
Marquette King to punt.
Ricky playing here this
and whoa, good pop right there. Is that the St. Louis's ball?
With the big booming hit.
That could be possibly be interference right there. I don't know. But he never had it.
Yeah, so it was a legal hit. Dragons recover.
Okay, the Dragons got it back.
Got it and saved the Dragons' day. I tell you what a fortunate bounce.
Good heads-up play right there.
The football, then the contact. But look, there's 4 Battlehawks.
The Battlehawks almost had it right there. Good job. But it looks like 39 of Seattle got it back rated on it. So
they start their opening series here.
Special teams is trying to come in and do their thing again for the Battlehawks. Here's a handoff, and Seattle will get about 3 on that. So it'll be 2nd and about 7 to start for Seattle.
Early in that game last week, they did such a great job of staying on schedule. I mentioned it in the open. When they can stay in 2nd and medium, 3rd and short, they are such a good offense. That rhythm behooves the play caller, Jim Zorn, to stay balanced and have the threat.
All right, here's a handoff again to a running back, but he's going to get about 2.
Well, this defense, or excuse me, this offense for the Seattle Dragons, it's been kind of run first with a lot of different faces. Yeah, it has, and they're excited to get their left tackle back, Isaiah Battle, number 70.
Isaiah Battle from the Rams. He was an undrafted free agent, but played pretty well down the stretch for the Rams before becoming a free agent.
First game of the season.
Here's 3rd and 5 in the shotgun. Brandon Silvers to throw and almost intercepted by the Battlehawks. Looks like that's Kenny Robinson.
They had first down and a whole lot more on it.
Pretty close right there, and that'll be 4th down.
Remember now, it's 3rd and 5. He needs to get to the 40-yard line. Right here, he's got to tuck that ball and run just to his right. He forces it down the field. That is a poor decision.
Not a very good throw right there by not a very good throw. Really good throw right there, and
they're still on the field as an offense.
Seattle will punt.
After the first possession, flags down already.
And we got flags down, and the ball is going to be down inside the 20, inside the 10 to probably about the 7-yard line of St. Louis again. So the Battlehawks will be backed up again. But the flags will probably tell something else.
You only get 1 yard of buffer before the ball is kicked. As the punting team here in the XFL to head down the field, I think they got a little early start.
Could be a false start.
An eligible player downfield on the kick. Kicking team number 56.
Okay, it's on the penalties on Seattle.
Yeah, with this ball spotted.
And that means the Battlehawks are going to get the ball.
And try to get better field position this time if you're St. Louis. It was a really good punt.
How's it going, Jaguars for life? What's good? Obviously, we get to watch some football, some Seattle Dragons versus the Battlehawks. So far, a pretty decent start to it.
Remember, if this ball winds up out of bounds or inside the end zone,
Battlehawks almost recovered a fumble.
So here's Brock Miller again.
And they're actually going to punt again. It'll be enforced on the punt. So, and this time the ball will wind up landing inside the 10 to about the 3-yard line, and St. Louis will be backed up again inside their own 10-yard line.
Jordan Tamo will come out for time number 2. We'll take a listen in and watch and see what he does with the ball this time around.
So now the Battlehawks will have the ball again. And let's see if we can get something going. So far, there was a one run for negative yardage, and then Ta'amu took the ball and himself only got like a couple of yards on the play, and then it was a 3rd and long, and then a punt.
Okay, are you? Yes. Thank you.
That's pretty much what happened with the Battlehawks, and then the Dragons fared a little bit better. They were able to get a couple gains on the ground. Running back went for 3 and then went for a couple, and then an incomplete pass by Brandon Silvers that was almost intercepted by St. Louis's Kenny Robinson, I believe, and that forced Seattle to punt the ball, and they got a and then they got a penalty, a pre-snap penalty, which backed them up a little bit, and then obviously the punter got a really, really nice punt off, and that's why the Battlehawks are inside the 5 again, and will have to drive the length of the field to go and score. I'm still trying to figure out some names here. I definitely know more of the players on the Battlehawks side and know almost none from the Seattle Dragons side. So if any Dragons fans are on here, I could definitely use a little bit of help, attaching names to numbers. So that will definitely help out as well. So Jaguars for life. If you're still in here, what team are you cheering for? Or you just drop by to say hi? And by the way, the 4 people who are in here, you can comment at any time you want. Ask some questions about my my fandom for the St. Louis Battlehawks. Obviously, my name is Pac-Man Jake, so you can ask some questions about the Packers, football in general. So far, a pretty quiet stream compared to last week's. With it being just to start the first quarter, not surprised that it's a little quiet to start out. Things are always going to pick up later.
Check out the United Explorer card. Saving on this. Saving on this. Saving it here. Rewarded.
Learn more at theexplorerguard.com.
You know, the Seattle Dragons, they're not coming out so hot to start out for this whole entire season. It's mostly been, obviously, the DC Defenders being one of the top teams, and then they got blown out by the Wildcats last week somehow. And right now, I'd have to say the favorite probably was the Defenders, but now I'm not so sure. I definitely see the Battlehawks in the mix for to possibly become the champion. Okay, we are back, and Tamu is in the shotgun. Ball at the 4-yard line. Here's a snap to Tamu. Here's a rollout, and it's complete to Marcus Henry, the tight end, but only for about a first down for about 11 yards. Good play right there. So it'll be 1st and 10. First, a nice fresh set of downs for both teams, and here's a handoff, and Matt Jones is not going to get very far. He'll get about to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
Just left far, 501, why Hank? Just left far, 501, why Hank? That bar.
I'm guessing trips left is, obviously, it's probably going to be going to the left. Just making a guess. Tamu to throw to the left, and it's caught. Looks like it is. Can't see his nameplate here, so good pass, and it's going to be 3rd and about 2 for Seattle. I'm sorry, St. Louis. Good out route right there.
On that left side, curl to flat. It's an easy read. It's a full field read, and it's executed beautifully from Jordan Tombo.
Okay, Tamu in the shotgun, 3rd and 3, and another out route, and it's complete to Henry again for a first down. Marcus Lucas, the tight end.
Tyson left, much even. Larry, VIP. Tyson left, much even. Larry, VIP.
And certainly, I would certainly like to see a run right here. You know, maybe try to get the ground game going with Matt Jones possibly on here on 2nd and down or first down, and it is a handoff to the right. I believe that this is Jones for a couple. About 3, I would say, is probably where he's going to get it, and a flag down. It'll be 2nd down probably, and I'm going to guess this is a pre-snap penalty. Nope.
It was covered by a wide receiver on the line. 5-yard penalty.
Okay, it's an illegal formation on the Battlehawks, so that's going to pin us down a little, or pin us back a little bit on a 2nd and long now, 2nd and 15. And right now we got Jim Zorn coaching Seattle. Obviously, him being very much a really big figure in Seattle as a former Seattle Seahawks quarterback. Snap. And it's a designed run for Tamu on a fake handoff, and Tamu is going to get the first down pretty close to it. And it'll be 3rd and about a yard short, so good call right there. That was a really nice big gaping hole right there for Tamu to get through. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. 3rd and 1. Handoff. And Tamu is going to take it again. He's going to get a first down. He's up to about the 47. And it's a first down for the Battlehawks again. That was a nice little handoff on a run pass option right here for Tamu, and he gets the first.
You see the wide receiver just kind of back out right there? That was Brandon Kelly, I believe, number 87.
Really good blocking up front for Jordan to get the first. And here we go again, 1st and 10. Ball is at the 47. Tamu back to throw. He's going to go deep to the right, and incomplete. Broken up by Jeremy Clark of Seattle. Good coverage down the field. Their safety was back there also to be able to make sure that he was not going to be able to complete that one in double coverage right there. Good coverage right there by Clark, and then the safety coming in late right there.
And also, Chuck told us yesterday they were going to test these guys down the field. Credit Clark for the first.
And now we got 2nd and 10.
So now it's Tabo on 2nd down.
And here's a throw, and it's caught over to the left, and I think it's Pearson L. I'm sorry, it's not Pearson L.
Anticipation there. This is
good throw by Ta'amu right there to get a nice good long completion down to the left of the field right there.
And he throws the ball before the wide receiver is out of his break. Throws it just inside the numbers. That is picture perfect right there. Really executing at a high level. Tough to defend that when they're throwing the ball on time.
Very nice. And now it's 1st down at about the 26 of Seattle. Another RPO on a slant, and Battlehawks are going to score. Nice. And it's Pearson L. Nice. Good job. That was a nice throw by Tamu on the timing slant route. RPO. And the Battlehawks will attempt 2 points. So we'll see what happens here.
So what does he do? He replaces that linebacker with the football. Pearson L.
So that puts the Battlehawks up on board first with a touchdown. 6-0 Seattle, and here's a 2-point conversion to attempt right here. Snap to Jordan, and he's going to get clocked, but it's caught. 2 points to Marcus Lucas, the tight end. Good job. And now it's 8-0 St. Louis.
What a series.
Really good drive right there for the Battlehawks to come away with some points here after kind of having a lackluster start.
Great reads on the play fake. Delivers the corner for the 2-point attempt. The Battlehawks up 8-0.
So there you have it. That's how it's going to go down for the start of the first quarter. Not bad.
Was a bad motivational speaker.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential. You have potential.
As for Seattle, I think they could definitely get something going here. They have a pretty decent running game to go off of. Just hang on for a sec. I kind of need to close up the curtain. I know there's a lot of light that's kind of like shining into my room here. I'm like right here near a window, so I'm going to try to make it a little bit better in here.
Carfax has a better way.
Okay, that should be a little bit better.
The most accurate price based on the Carfax report, so you never have to overpay on a used car again.
So, for those that just joined, right now the Battlehawks are up 8-0 on the Seattle Dragons to start out the first quarter. And a bunch of you just left. No big deal.
And coffee. Right?
Yes, impressive.
What up, Coach K?
That sign caught my eye. A savings rate 5 times the national average?
Yeah.
5 times. That's a lot.
He won 5 championships.
5 times. Remarkable.
We'll do something
If I
here real
have to
quick.
open an account, 5 times? That's outstanding basketball. Banking.
Good for you, Coach.
Get up, get going, and gradually reduce grays the easiest.
Okay, the Dragons will get the ball. So,
Control GX, the first and only gray reducing shampoo. Get rid of a little gray every time you wash with Control GX. Be the better man you are and look the part.
Now in the Subway app, get a free footlong.
okay, so
Get one free.
after a pretty lackluster start for the Battlehawks, went up going 3-0, and then the Seattle Dragons also went 3-and-out after a couple of short gains by running backs, and then a third and 5, and then it was an incomplete pass that was almost intercepted by the Battlehawks. And then on the second drive, the Battlehawks were able to punch it in, score a touchdown on a touchdown pass from Jordan Ta'amu to Deontay Pearson-L. So, I'm sorry, I probably mispronounced his name, his first name, but I definitely know that. I'm starting to learn the names of the players, so just bear with me here. There's a lot of names that still have yet to learn for the Hawks. So
our mindset was to throw a ball a little bit more this week and emphasize the run and bring them in, and then we popped off with that little slant route for a touchdown.
Joel talked about your anticipation on that deep in cut, beautifully thrown. How did you anticipate that so early?
Seen them playing man. So I just shot to my receiver.
So if there's anybody in here that's a Packer fan, obviously you're welcome to join in. You can ask some questions about the Packers, even if you're not really into the XFL and not into the Battlehawks, or if you're an XFL fan that's either into the Dragons, Battlehawks, or a different team. You're welcome to come in and just talk some football here.
Decision making, that's what I really loved about it.
Seattle's got the kickoff, and they're going to get to about the 24-yard line to start.
20-yard line. Now, one game already in the books here. Week 4 of the XFL season. Luis Perez got the start for the
and
Guardians, and it paid off.
The New York Guardians came out on top 17-14 to the Wildcats. Pretty nice game from Luis Perez and Darius Victor on the ground. And here's Seattle with a couple of guys going in motion. Snap. And running back's going to get swallowed up for -3 right there. Really nice play right there. Casey Sales in on the action with Terrence Garvin, the linebacker.
I think that the strength is in the back two levels of the linebacker and safety position.
So far, so good for the Battlehawks. They're pretty much stopping the running game and made a play on defense and almost came up with a huge play on special teams. Here's another play, and this one is broken up, going for a pass, and nothing doing. The pass rush was relentless by the Battlehawks. So now it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 11.
The receiver, and this is exactly what Seattle struggled with last week. They did not have an ability to stay on schedule and stay balanced, and now crowd noise becomes an issue here in the Dome. This is a very good crowd, nearly 30,000.
So with 5 minutes left to go in the first, it's 3rd and 11 for Seattle. Silvers is in the shotgun. Snap. Back to throw, and it's complete over to the right, but I think he's going to be short of the first down. I think Seattle will have to go for it here. I mean, it's a really 4th and 2, and I think there's a lot more chance. You take more chances here. I would go for it here on 4th and 2, but it looks like they're going to send on the punt team, and I think the Battlehawks are going to get the ball back.
30-yard line or 35. This is a must. And how about that sound football coming up in time?
Considering where the ball was, I guess I understand the decision to punt.
They've got 2 return guys back deep.
And the punt is really short, and it's fair caught.
Short punt, right at the 38-yard line. Well,
right at the 38, and that will be that.
Against Joseph Martinez and the perennial power Atlanta United. The action kicks off next on Fox and the Fox Sports. That Atlanta United team, you talk about a dome field advantage. They pack about 70,000 in their
Battlehawks with the ball again, with most of the first quarter going by.
I'm sure a lot of the faithful up in Seattle watching right now. Certainly a terrific.
Seattle has no first downs right now, and the Battlehawks have been able to get about 5. Short field this time for St. Louis, and a handoff to a running back. This is Kristen Michael for about 4 maybe. So it'll be 2nd and 6 approximately.
This is their 2-headed running back monster, Matt Jones.
And if you just joined, Seattle had the ball, punted twice. and the Battlehawks had the ball 3 times, punted twice or punted once, and then scored on the second drive. And then on now this is the third drive, 2nd and 7, handoff to Jones, I think. I'm sorry, it's Kristen Michael, and it's gonna be enough for a first down.
That's good enough for a first down. I thought that the key block here was number 61.
And now that is 6 first downs for the Battlehawks. Really good blocking up front by the line. Kristen had a lot of real estate to work with right there.
This is an athletic group of guards. Bruno Reagan leads the pack. Good puller on the outside. That good block there. Got exactly
first down, ball to 48. And another handoff. Oh, it's a fake handoff, and Tomu is going to take it for a first down into Seattle territory, about the 40, about inside the 40.
He's going to crash down. That means that the quarterback is going to keep the ball. But as the linebacker's coming over the top, watch the running back. Boom,
Tomu is really being utilized in the running game today.
They are operating at a really
He's definitely been able to run for a few first downs this week. He was a lot more effective in the air last week than he was in the running game. Wasn't utilized all that much because the passing game was there against the Guardians. Handoff to Jones, and he's going to get probably 1 on that. So it'll be 2nd and long coming up for the Battlehawks.
I can't go 602, can I? All right, let's go.
So far, Tomu, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 5 for 7. Good start for him, and this doesn't even include his yards on the ground. So Tomu is doing a really, really nice job to start.
That's right. And play clock's at 10 right now. So
2nd and 8. Tomu in the shotgun with a running back. And going for another slant route again. It's complete to LaDamian Washington, and I think he's going to have enough for the first.
8 yards. All right. Let's go 30. Excuse me.
Really good slant right there. That was the exact same play that got the touchdown to Pearson L.
25 lock VIP. Great far. See home. 25 lock. You're going to get a motion.
And right now we got an I formation shotgun. And we got Jones in the deep backfield. Handoff. He's going to get about 6 to 7 yards on this play. And they are driving the ball yet again. And it is deep into Seattle territory to about close to the 20. 2nd and 5. Coming up for the Battlehawks on this drive. Tomu in the shotgun. Handoff again to the right, and this time he's going to get stopped for a -1. That is Kristen Michael. Good tackle on the play by the and penetration by the Dragons defense on this one. And we got to know about coming up to a minute left in the first. Tomu has a 3rd and 6 decision. This is probably going to be a pass. We got 4 wides. Tomu in the shotgun with a lone back, probably for pass protection. Play clock running low. Here's a snap. And Tomu is going to get swallowed up and sacked by the Dragons defense. Really good penetration up the middle by the Dragons defense, the defensive tackles. There was not much room for him to maneuver or any time for him to step up into the pocket and make a throw, let alone take off and run. So it'll be 4th and 11. So I think it's possible we're going to be seeing a field goal here. So we got Taylor Rosalino in there to attempt about a mid-range field goal. 48 yards, and it's down the middle. So that's actually another pretty good drive ending in points. So now it's 11-0 Battlehawks.
He's now 5 for 5 on the season. He's hit one from 58. That's his second. From 40 to 50, and St. Louis.
And it looks as if the Battlehawks are going to go up.
And they have looked really good doing
are going to go up going into the second quarter with an 11-point lead. 7 seconds left.
96-yard drive for a touchdown or 2-point conversion, and now a 48-yard field goal for Jonathan Hayes' crew. And they're up 11-0. Really, the way they played this season, this is where people are starting to really start talking about how good this thing is.
So definitely a really good start for the Battlehawks, not so much for the Dragons. They've had a whole bunch of 3-and-outs and not really much to speak of in terms of how things are rolling with them.
And on the other side for Seattle, Brock, this is a series that's very important.
I'm really still really learning names on both sides, even though I certainly know more on the Battlehawks side, so bear with me in terms of getting Seattle Dragons players. I'm definitely a learning process here, and I haven't really seen a game from Seattle. I've just seen a few highlights from them. Unfortunately, they haven't been very good, but they are 1-2, so they're not that bad.
What do you do to get Silvers going? Now remember, the kickoffs have to go.
And the kickoff, and I think this is going to be a touchback. So 7 seconds left to go in the first quarter for the Dragons to do a little bit of something before heading into the second.
It's first down. And it's not just the 45, it's the kicking team. That's St. Louis's 45-yard line. 15 yards from the spot.
And
so a massive error from St. Louis.
Okay.
Like I was saying, early success. This is exactly what Seattle needs here. Some good field position. Yeah, and you know this, Joel. You've been in
apparently Seattle is going to get good field position because of a bad kick.
Tempo team. Tempo teams hear that message all the time.
I'm not quite sure what happened.
An offense, as you've said, can't be behind. So move those sticks. See this ball move.
But Seattle's going to get the ball back with some good field position to start off the second. Handoff. And it's a first down and more to about past the 30. Nice run.
That'll certainly help his quarterback. 17 yards on the run. And so Seattle knocking on the door. They need it.
And Seattle is now in Battlehawk territory again. Can take some points coming up really quick once the second quarter starts.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Butcher.
No, we're at K.
Line.
So that's how the first quarter ends. Is the Battlehawks taking a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal to go up 11-0 on the Seattle Dragons. Dragons haven't really done much so far on any of their 3 drives. Just a couple of runs for a couple gains, and then a 3-and-out and a punt. So that's how the Battlehawks have been able to get the ball. They've been able to get it, sustain a drive, and they've been able to score some points off. First on the first drive, they were backed up in their own zone, went 3-and-out, had to punt the ball, and then the second drive ended in a touchdown with a touchdown pass from Jordan Ta'amu to Pearson L. Really, really nice RPO slant route, and that's why they were up 8-0, and they got a 2-point conversion from Ta'amu to tight end Marcus Lucas. Really, really good. It was actually kind of a little bit shaky. There was definitely a lot of pressure in Ta'amu's face when he made that throw, but it was Lucas. Unfortunately, that every stream went down by Fox. Does this include mine? That really sucks. If I'm the only one that's still going live, awesome. Then please you're welcome to come in to watch here on this stream right here. I actually probably see if I can check to see if I'm actually going live still. I haven't checked. So if you're just joined and you're coming from other live streams, obviously the Battlehawks are doing a very good job to start this whole entire session, the first quarter, with obviously a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal to start out. And the Dragons, unfortunately, haven't been able to do much because of just some lackluster runs. And then Brandon Silvers missed a receiver, and it was almost intercepted. Benjamin Alexander, yes, I believe that it looks like that I'm live. I can see I can definitely see that right there. I guess that means that I'm probably one of the only ones that are available to watch on live on for a live stream here, live play-by-play here, and we now are back for the second quarter. Dragons are getting to start and back to pass, almost avoided a sack. Silvers is still has it, completes it over to the right, and I think it's caught by the
umpires coming in is saying that he saw it hit the
if you are live, I'll sub. I am live, so you may hit the subscribe button, sir. And that was a pretty good pass right there by Silvers to avoid the rush and was able to get a nice completion to his receiver. So, and I believe it's okay. I'm sorry. It was. I guess they were saying that he was out of bounds when he caught it. So it's 2nd and 10, unfortunately. Handoff, and it's going to be about a couple of yards for the run. So.
Here we go.
And it's going to be 3rd and about 5 to come for about 3rd and 5 for the Dragons here. See if they can sustain a drive. And Zorn is going to call a timeout here. I think the play clock was running low or some confusion there. Zorn is saying his headset is screwed up for some reason.
All the skill position players were looking back at him saying that they didn't hear the play call, and that's why
they didn't hear the play call apparently. So that's why there was a little bit of a confusion. Had to call a timeout. So on 3rd and 5, I'm expecting a pass here.
he's calling that same play here, but they're going to have to.
I think the best thing here to do for Seattle is just to be able to get Silvers calmed down, just make some easy completions, go over the middle, or go for some really simple routes. Go for maybe a quick slant, some out routes, in routes, maybe a couple bubble screens. Whenever you have your receivers out wide, and now we got 3rd and 5. Silvers back to throw and incomplete, right behind his receiver, and looks like they will go for it. I would think they would go for it here.
I feel like there was some miscommunication here because watch right here. Reynolds is going to.
No, I'm sorry. They're deep in Battlehawks territory. They're going to take a field goal here to put it to an 8-point game.
But they had it wide open. It was the correct.
Ernesto Lacayo on to tack on 3 points for Seattle. 41-yard field goal is off the upright and in. There you go. Seattle, that was a little bit lucky right there, but take the points while you can. Snap was pretty decent. Just right off the right upright and in. Hey, a good field goal is a good field goal, no matter how ugly it looks. Whether if it hits an upright, hits a crossbar, if it's in, it's in.
You're going down.
So there you have it. Now the Seattle Dragons are on the board, so I'll tack on the 3 points. So that was a pretty good drive right there for. The bad kick set that up. Yeah, I agree. It was a really bad kick, and then that's how they got able to get some good field position right there. That really helped them out a lot. But then there was that nice big run right there by their running backs, so that really set up the field goal right there for them. Sometimes you gotta go with a little bit of luck and some lucky bounces, and that's kind of how things roll sometimes in the game of football. So
busy may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
So, obviously, a lot of you are here from for some down live streams by other YouTubers. So, welcome on to my live stream. This is just obviously a quick play-by-play live, and obviously I'm a St. Louis Battlehawks fan, and also a Packer fan. You can go by my name, Pac-Man Jake. So obviously I'm a Packer fan as well, and that is the majority of what I do here on YouTube. Is I talk about the Packers, but on the side I will definitely talk about the Battlehawks. I'll do some live streams. Get a little bit of baseball in there, a little bit of hockey. So you're welcome to subscribe if you would like to get some content on some XFL, or if you're just into football in general. You're more than welcome to subscribe and catch some more live streams later.
This may be the best battle of the young XFL season. It's the Texas Throwdown, and it comes your way tomorrow on FS1 at 4 o'clock Eastern. The Houston Roughnecks undefeated against the Dallas Renegades for the top spot in the West. Then at 7 on ESPN2, DC travels to Tampa Bay for a primetime showdown. It's all tomorrow on ESPN2 and FS1, the XFL Week 4.
So right now, heading into about the mid-second quarter, 11-3 with the Battlehawks up by 8 points, and Seattle got 3 points.
And so now they moved to within 1 touchdown.
Kickoff, and St. Louis will get to
Well, Jordan Tommel has been off to a fantastic
pretty close to 30 right there.
He really has. And I've been raving about his decision making. And here's a couple of products of that. First, it was just a nice, easy completion, but then anticipating throws. Yeah,
this is the difference between St. Louis and Seattle is easy completions, and the mobile quarterback Tomu has been able to run the ball quite a bit and very effective on the ground game, has been able to get a whole bunch of first downs, whereas Seattle hasn't. First down, handoff to Matt Jones of the Battlehawks, and he's going to get about 1.
This is a run-first team. I know there's been some flash and some great passing, but Jonathan Hayes at his roots is a guy that
we got 2nd and 9 coming up.
That want to run the football. He played for Hayden Fry at Iowa. He was a tight end himself. He played for Marty Schottenheimer and Bill Cowher. He coached under Bob Stoops and Marvin Lewis. This is a guy that understands the importance of controlling the line of scrimmage.
Tomu in the shotgun with Kristen Michael in the backfield. Toss to, it's not Kristen Michael. First down. I believe that is Keith Ford on the toss, and it's a first down for the Battlehawks.
It's head to shoulder pad, so this run is
Ooh.
And Cisse is still down. Wow, I mean, some serious power there.
Ford went pretty low on a player, and I think the Seattle player is down.
He rolls in here about 220 pounds. 5'10", and that was a physical run, and Cisse bearing the brunt of that. Played his college football at Nebraska.
That's Mohamed Cisse. He spent a little bit of time in the pros, spent a little bit of time with the Lions, I believe. Now he's with the Dragons, apparently.
Traded to Seattle.
I think he probably took a little bit of a shot right there by Ford when he was trucking him right there. Yeah, I think that's clean right there. It's a little bit of a shoulder to the head neck area, but it's not like it was malicious head to hit or helmet to helmet kind of a hit. That should be illegal in any league.
Concern on both sidelines. We'll take a quick break right here with 12:39 left to go here in the first half.
Still slow to get up.
Can my side be firm?
Mine's super soft with the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
So
Snoring?
No problem. And done.
So I'll wake up ready for anything?
Oh, we've got your back. So you can really promise.
That's how to recap again, the first quarter started out with the Battlehawks with the ball. They didn't do much of anything. There was a run for a negative amount of yards, and then unfortunately the Tamu didn't do much of anything right there. They punted the ball, and then Dragons got the ball when they unfortunately went 3-and-out. They punted, and then the Battlehawks got the ball for the second possession. Had a really good, nice, long sustaining drive that ended in a touchdown from Tamu to Pearson L. And then Seattle also got the ball back again. Didn't do anything with it. They punted, gave the ball back to Seattle, and then Seattle wound up driving the field again and came up away with 3 points. And then the third possession or fourth possession for Seattle ended in 3 points from a bad kickoff, and that gave them a really short field to work with, and that's how they were able to score their field goal.
Psoriasis symptoms behind, and ask your doctor for Lumia today for a clearer tomorrow.
I'm not entirely sure what that means right there. Search Bill Nye discussion. RN, you won't regret it.
It's like mango chutney and burnt hair. No, thank you. I have a very sensitive palate. Just try it. Guys, I think we should hurry up. If you taste something bad, you want someone else to try it. It's what you can do. I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
So with this commercial, I'm gonna go get a quick drink here.
I'm Christina Stumble, and I chose the Smart Cash Card from Capital One. With unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy, why wouldn't I get this card? I redeemed $115,000 in cash back, which doubled our marketing budget last summer. What's in your wallet?
Reese's eggs are back, and we hit them somewhere you'll never find. Psych! We put them everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations, chiropractors' offices, bowling alleys, and grocery stores, which we already mentioned. Not sorry, Reese's.
Well, wisely, the medical personnel taking their time to get Mohamed Cissé off the field. They brought off the stretcher and the cart. They also took his face mask off.
Yeah.
And you can see the players there on the Seattle sideline up close. Same thing over with the St. Louis players. Everybody concerned about the health of Cissé. The good news is we have seen him moving around down there while the doctors have been treating him.
Yeah, let's all hope and pray that this is all precautionary. It certainly seems as if it is mostly precautionary because not even just small movements. Cissé looked like he had full control of his legs and was moving his arms as well. So rightly so, the medical staff and doctors here are taking their time, making sure that they are providing Cissé with the highest level of care and attention. And this is the last thing any of us want to see on a football.
Okay, I'm back. And apparently Cissé is not looking too great for him. He's coming out, and they got a stretcher out for him, and that's not good.
It does show you just how quickly these teams have been able to come together and kind of care about one another. Because you go back 6 weeks ago, these teams didn't even exist.
Well, not only just.
So that's definitely not. That's definitely bad when probably has either a head or a neck injury when you have to bring out the stretcher. I mean, he did take a little bit of a shot from Keith Ford coming in at him, and it's not really fun when you see a player go down like this and
trying to get a second chance, and you see the concern on everyone's face.
And you see the thumbs up from Cissé as he gets taken
looks like Mohamed Cissé is okay. He's given a thumbs up, and
sitting with him saying that they and the crowd cheering.
He should be okay. I would have.
But you remember June Jones saying they gathered.
Should be good to go and
everybody knew their teammates' story.
Rest up. And
I found it striking yesterday with Jonathan Hayes saying the same thing because so many of these guys' stories are unique. They've played everywhere.
Obviously, St. Louis is definitely giving him a round of applause, which is good.
The tight end for St. Louis has played for 9 different.
And now that we are going to resume play here, the ball it's at first down and 10. Ball is at the 44-yard line of St. Louis.
So they will resume play. St. Louis with the first down at the 44-yard line after the run by 4.
And here we go. Tomu on a quick pass. That's to Keith Ford for about 5. Nice little pass to the right. Kind of nice to utilize running backs in the passing game. So I think it's really kind of an underrated thing. It doesn't really seem to be used all that much in the XFL as much as it does in the NFL. A lot of it is RPO and some more simpler, quick routes. And so we are at 2nd and 5. The ball's at the 49. Handoff is to Matt Jones, and he's going to get about 3 on this. So it'll be a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
All right, let's go. 11? Yeah, 11 personnel. Michael, come on. Let's go. Trey Wright, Iowa Odd Book, VIP Randy.
So it'll be 3rd and 2.
It's interesting to see the offensive coordinator took off call to play the
Ball in Seattle on the Seattle 49.
It sounded like really the play call was from Jonathan Hayes. He wants to run it there.
And here's a quick throw to a receiver on a bubble screen, and he's going to get dropped for -2.
Not going to be able to do it. Kyle Cairo makes the stop.
Really good play right there by Seattle's defense on that quick throw. So it'll be 4th and 3 coming up.
Jordan Ta'amu has the ability to get out of that and just flip a little screen on the outside, a little RPO action. So that was on the quarterback. Jonathan Hayes wanted to run the football. Quarterback tried to flip it out on the outside, but it didn't work.
And looks like Marquette King is going to be back to punt. And it's a pretty good high punt, and the ball is going to go out at about the 3-yard line. So the Dragons are going to get the ball in. Okay, it's but he's marking it at about the 6-yard line. Pretty good punt there by King. So Seattle will get the ball in deep in their own territory to begin their 2nd drive of this quarter.
Officials are making a mistake here. This ball should be at the 35-yard line. I know that they're just in repetition mode, but a punt that goes out of bounds inside the 35 is supposed to come out to the 35. Correct.
I knew there's some kind of like a rule with coffin quarter punting, and I definitely think that that's kind of like the thing with the new rule is that it's different in this league is that you can't punt the ball out of bounds and you get the ball there. The ball should be at the 35-yard line for Seattle. This is going to be kind of a rule for punters to really get used to. You're so used to having coffin corner punting. You just punt the ball out of bounds and you get no chance for a punt returner to get a return. So this rule is kind of meh to me. Ball at the 35, and not much there on a handoff.
Yeah, this is a terrific.
And I believe that play was made by Dexter McCoy of the Hawks. Dexter McCoy has done a pretty good job so far. Kind of a hybrid safety linebacker that you kind of see in the NFL today. McCoy's been really around all over the field for the Battlehawks so far for this season. And this is going to be thrown incomplete for Seattle at the 3rd and 10 coming up.
Short routes, and there's no movement. So Seattle, they're not running away from the zone coverage. They're just sitting there and getting covered. There's nowhere to throw the ball.
No, there's not. And unfortunately, Brandon's not a guy right now that's creating on his own, right? Where you see Tom pull that down and get you 7 or 8, it puts you in these long down distance situations again.
Looking for the 45.
3rd and 10. Ball to 35. Handoff. We got a little bit of a blitz, and it's going to be incomplete. Really good play right there by the Battlehawks defense right there on a nice blitz and forced the ball out and results as an incomplete pass. Ball was a little bit overthrown to his receiver right there, right off his hands, and
But another really quality series.
Incomplete right there because of the
Battlehawks have not allowed the Dragons
because
to
of
get
the
run
blitz.
game going, and because of that, Silvers has had trouble getting any rhythm whatsoever in the pass game.
Dragons have had the ball 4 times.
I forgot to put the ball back to the Dragons, so Battlehawks are going to get it. Pearson L gets the return for pretty decent amount. The ball will be at the 20 to start for the Battlehawks again.
Yeah, I know it's only the second quarter, but look at the time of possession. Yes, 25 snaps of the football for St. Louis, 13:54 time of possession, and at some point, this Seattle defense is going to start to wear down. Remember, it was last week against Dallas where they gave up 5.5 yards per carry in the second half.
Right.
After having a 12-6 lead at halftime, they ended up giving up 18 unanswered. An 18-0 run for Dallas ultimately won that game.
Okay, Tamu in the shotgun first down, and it's a fake handoff. Tamu to throw it, and it's to Marcus Lucas, but he's going to get he's not going to get anything right there.
Hospital for precautionary reason. He has
I'm going to lose some yards right there.
Arms and legs. He's in very good spirits, but is being taken to the hospital here locally.
The defense was not fooled right there on that handoff. Would have been for a bootleg and negative yards on that second and 13 to go.
Last week. Now Cisse is out, so now it's a very depleted secondary for this Dragons team as they're facing a hot quarterback.
Here's a snap. Tamu to throw to the right, and it's almost intercepted right there by Seattle. That right there should have been picked. That was right there. Right there in the breadbasket.
I don't know if it slipped out of his hand or it was contacted as he was trying to throw it. Yeah, contacted right there. Good pressure from
really good pressure by the Seattle's front right there to be able to force almost an interception right there.
And it just comes out as he
that has happened a lot with Tamu, is that when he will release the ball and then he'll just wind up hitting his hand, and then it just winds up being an Tamu to throw, and he avoids a sack, and he's going to scramble, and he's going to run for about 4.
Good pressure initially, though, by the Seattle Dragons front 4, and once again,
it'll be 4th down, and Seattle should get the ball back.
Series from that defense. Martin Ogweki came in with the pressure. That's Clayton Lopez, the defensive coordinator, and he understands. I mean, listen, we all feel it, right? I mean, Seattle's defense is under some pressure there, and they answered the bell here with a 3-and-out.
Plenty of punting room this time for Marquette King. Now he's hit as he punts.
Marquette King will punt, and he's going to get contacted. This should be punter interference, roughing the punter.
Now, this will be interesting if it's running into the kicker or roughing the kicker.
And King is hot.
Running in is only 5 yards. It's not enough for a first down.
He's not happy the way he got hit.
Roughing the kicker. Defense number 57.
That should be a first down for.
That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. An automatic first down. And that's why it's a big difference.
Huge call there and a correct call. Marquette King celebrating there with the crowd, but he took out the plant leg. Fraser comes in, Marcel Fraser, and he didn't allow anywhere for Marquette King to land. He actually contacted the plant leg while the plant leg was in the air. Excellent call right there from our referee, Reggie Smith, and it extends the drive here for St. Louis, and we'll see if they can capitalize after the Dragon defense did their job on the 3-and-out prior.
And instead of having the ball in good field position, Seattle's still on defense, and it's first down.
So it'll be first down after the penalty.
There's Christian Michael.
Christian Michael is going to get about 5 to 6 yards.
5 yards.
Let's go bunch right. Taxi even. Smoke.
But under 7 minutes to go for this second quarter, and we'll be heading for halftime pretty quick.
The pitch to Keith Ford.
Here's a pitch to Ford, and he's only going to get about 1.
Maybe a yard on that play.
Guess who's in on the tackle? Stephen Johnson.
Mr. Everything, Mr. Everywhere.
Yeah, and he is always at the ball carrier and a sure tackler. He is a heck of a player, and he's already been playing well here tonight. trying to keep the Seattle team.
I'd like to remind everybody that's in this here in this live stream, if you need me to turn the volume up for the commentating, go right ahead. Or if you need me to turn it down because it's too loud. 3rd and 5. Tamu back to throw, and it's caught. And it's going to be a big first down right here.
And Riley moves the chains for the Battlehawks on a gain of 21.
Well, if you're going to try to undercut the
and that'll be a gain of 21. Big first down here by the Battlehawks. I thought that was going to get picked right there on an out route right there.
Myers misses the tip, and Riley keeps
that was a really good throw and a really nice run there by Riley.
From the 36.
And Tamu back to throw again. He's going to go deep right to the end zone, and it's going to be a little bit overshot going to LaDamian Washington. So 2nd and 10.
All right. Let's go 30, 20, 36. Blue, 24, Blue Far, see home, 24 lot, VIP. Blue Far, see home, 24 lot, VIP.
So far, so good for the Battlehawks. We're moving the football pretty well, and so. And we got 2nd and 10, and I think this is going to be whistled for a play clock. Okay, a timeout. That'll be the timeout for the Battlehawks.
Both of these play callers are in this situation. They were not the original play callers as these teams were set up. Doug Meacham was the original offensive coordinator for the St. Louis team. He took another job, went back and into the college ranks, and so Chuck Long now has to call the plays in kind of a different system than what is his natural system.
Trey left Miami, even wide jump soda, VIP.
So the Battlehawks are doing pretty good right here, up by 8 points. If you're any of who are Battlehawk fans, give this video a thumbs up for the Hawks.
So the concept's easy. It comes to them. And it's interesting. They ran something earlier, and it was an S word, and there was a sweep. So I wonder if soda is another type of a sweep or an S word type of combination.
Okay, here we go. 2nd and 10. Tom with a shotgun. And he's going to throw it on an RPO again, and it's behind his receiver, incomplete.
Incomplete, intended for Riley. And someone got a hand on it up front. Guess who? It may have been Nick Temple.
Guess who? No, it was.
May have been tipped by a lineman of the Dragons. That's probably why it was behind him.
There he is.
There it is.
On the football, or else Riley
just tipped right there at the line, so that forced him to completion. So good play right there by the Dragons.
Brandon Riley, and that's why Tom pulled that ball out in the RPO, and Steven Johnson just saved the touchdown,
making his presence felt today.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. Ball at Seattle 35. Tamu to throw. Completes it, and Washington is not down. Whoa! He's got a first down because he wasn't down. He was falling to grab the ball, and he wasn't down right there. So good heads up play right there by LaDamian Washington, knowing that he was not down. He got up and he got the first down.
He gets up. Does he get up in time? Let's see if he's able to get himself up before the contact. Yep,
he's up.
Absolutely.
And then he's not touched at all.
Terrific awareness.
Nice. Great heads up play right there by Washington. And we got a handoff to, I believe it's Chris and Michael for a couple.
Again, this Dragons defense has just been out there for so long, and you wonder, Brock, you touched on it earlier, like Coach Long told us.
So this will likely go in the way where the Battlehawks are going to get some points right here to end the half. 2nd and 8.
Is Sabo on the outside running, the sweeps on the outside, and then the RPO game where he's making the decision right post snap.
And he is so smooth that you can tell he is very, very natural in that RPO game.
Here's the snap. Tamu's going to keep it to the right, and he's going to get about 5-ish, 4. So it'll be 3rd down.
was that RPO,
coming up.
and they set up a more manageable third down here. And so now Chuck Long has the entirety of his offensive system at his disposal. But with the tempo that they like to run, I doubt they're going to get this snap off before the 2-minute warning, and it doesn't look like they will.
We'll give them a chance to kind of talk about it, make sure they're running the play they want. It'll be third down, 2 minutes left. Battlehawks trying to extend the lead on a day that Tamu has been good.
So far, so good right now. With coming up with a 2-minute warning, 11-3. Battlehawks are up by 8. For those of you who have just joined here and haven't really caught much of the action, the Battlehawks started out on a 3-and-out. So did the Dragons, and then the Battlehawks on the second possession, they were able to come away with some points and score a touchdown on a pass from Tamu to Pearson L, and then followed by a 2-point conversion. And then the Battlehawks didn't do much after that, and Seattle got a little bit of a gift basket by a bad kickoff, and that's how they were able to get the ball, and they were able to score 3 points off the bad kickoff from good field position. And that's how we're leaving things right now as we're nearing the end of the second quarter. The Hawks have the ball, and they are driving, and they are deep in Seattle territory, threatening.
For these young artists, it's red. Painting the canvas with our secret mix of seasons. The tradition continues.
So, with 2 minutes to go, not much going on. And then there was a little bit of a bad injury right there. Mohamed Cisse took a little bit of a ding right there on a shoulder shot by Battlehawks Keith Ford, the running back, and apparently suffered some type of either head or neck injury, and he wound up getting carted off. So I hope Cisse is going to be okay, and he'll be able to return to the field in next week. So far, that's how things are going for the Hawks, being up by 8 points. It's definitely looking like it's very close by score-wise, but this game has pretty much been dominated by the Battlehawks, not only in time of possession, yards, passing yards, rushing yards. It's really been a dominant performance by the Battlehawks, really. And it's all started with Jordan Tamu getting comfortable, getting a couple of nice passes in there. He was able to use his legs to get some first downs, which that has been another key area. Is first downs have been dominated by the Hawks. So that's why they are up. And we got 3rd and 4 at the 13 of Seattle. Here's a blessed little pitch to his running back, and that's Kristen Michael, I think. Oh, sorry, it's Keith Ford. And it's a touchdown. Keith Ford on a pitch from Tamu. So that's going to put the Hawks up now by 14.
Great hands from Ford. He was bobbling it. It felt like for about 5 yards, but the play was made by Tamu because he got all the way into the linebacker there. As you get in there,
and that ball was almost bobbled right there by Ford. He just got it right there, bobbled it, and hold on. It looks like he might be out of bounds. Let's see where his feet are. Oh, he's just tiptoeing on the sidelines, and he is in. That's definitely been confirmed. It's a touchdown. And we're going to get a 2-point conversion here for the Battlehawks. Ball at the 5 for 2 points. And another pitch again. It's going to a receiver instead. He's going to throw it in the end zone, and it's bobbled and dropped by the tight end, Marcus Lucas. Oh, that was a good play. That was such a good play. I love the design. It was a nice little pitch to receiver. That was a good throw. Oh. I don't know what Hayes is getting it on Pearson L for the throw. I thought it was pretty good, but I think I think maybe he's thinking he could run it in instead of throwing it. So that's okay. The Hawks are up now by 14. So Pearson L was the receiver that got the ball, threw it to, he saw Marcus Lucas, and Hayes is mad. I thought it was a pretty good play design, though, but I definitely thought that Pearson L could have ran it in. He definitely would have got the points for sure if he had.
When you're a receiver, even more difficult, but you also know when your number is called, you think, I'm going to be the star, just as the head coach said, I'm going to complete that pass.
I don't blame Pearson L for trying to throw that one right there. So, I mean, he had him open in the end zone. And now Seattle would get the ball back with less than 2 to go. 17-3, as you can see by the score.
But then they also, the next in line, they all think they can be the quarterback. You got the defensive lineman out there, and they're like, hey, no, check this out. Check this spiral out. And Pearson L got caught there, and he's telling everybody, he's like, I know, I should have just run it in. There's nobody even thought about that.
Definitely should have ran it in. But that was a really nice call. I actually really liked the play design. It was good. And Seattle is going to get bottled up for a loss of about 1 on there. Good penetration by the Hawks defense, and we got a flag. Probably going to be a pre-snap.
This defensive line is just winning up front. Very similar to how St. Louis offensive line is winning.
And it's going to be a hold on Seattle. So then it's going to be declined, so it'll be just a 2nd down and long instead of 1st and 15. So not a bad idea. 2nd and 11. Here's a pass complete to a running back. That's Kenneth Farrow, and he's going to get pretty close to the 1st down, so it'll be 3rd and short.
You cannot give the ball back to the St. Louis offense, which is in rhythm. St. Louis.
I'm sorry, 3rd and 6.
This is imperative right here.
Here we go. And the ball is caught to Farrow again. I think it's complete for a 1st down. Right underneath into the middle, and Silvers now has the Seattle Dragons moving a little bit. Silvers, quick pass to the right, and caught for about 4 or 5. So it would be 2nd and 6. So far, Brandon Silvers is kind of having a little bit of a rough game. Missed a few throws. Almost had an interception by Kenny Robinson of the Hawks to start out, and really rough game for the Dragons on the offense. Haven't been able to do much in terms of moving the football. The only thing that has been consistent is probably the running game.
If it's a play that normally would allow the clock to run, then what happens is it stops until the play clock goes to 20.
And Seattle's going to take another timeout again. That's their final, probably to keep the clock from rolling down.
The rules on the left here, so we'll see where Seattle goes. But they really need points here.
Obviously, when you throw an incomplete pass, the clock is going to stop, but then it's going to get rolling again, unlike in the NFL. So play clock management is going to be a little bit different in this league than it will be in the NFL. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. If you guys are, you guys know a little bit more about it, just give me anything in the comments section. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still learning this. The rules of this new league. So
what was interesting there, I asked Jim because you heard Brandon make the call, and I like that. Take control. He said, I want to run that same play again.
Okay, we got a clock moving.
more of what he needs to do.
3rd and 3
They need
for the Dragons. Snap. Silvers throws it and incomplete. So it'll be 4th down and 3 to go. I have to believe with a minute 10, maybe you go for it here.
Punting situation.
Boy, and this just shows you the lack of confidence. I feel like
I think you want to be able to get some points here on this drive.
Situation on this side of the 50.
But Seattle is going to get the ball back to start the second half, so
and now give St. Louis an opportunity to go down the field.
maybe you give them a long field. So they are going to punt.
If this goes through the end zone or out of bounds,
And this ball is going to be downed at about the 18-yard line by Seattle, and that's where the Battlehawks will get the ball to have one more last possession with a minute to go in the second.
they've got a timeout in their pocket, and with the timing rules here, let's see if they put up
One timeout left.
That's why I was surprised that they punted there. This is a tired defense and an offense that's in rhythm.
Correct. And, you know, you're going to get the ball to begin the second half as well. Sometimes you just have to force that issue. And
I don't believe that this is a horrible decision by the Dragons. I thought they probably should have went for it and probably try to at least score some points here, whether if it ends up in a field goal.
With these clock rules, and we'll see.
But with a minute to go, St. Louis is probably has only just a little bit of time to work with. Here's a snap and a handoff to a running back, probably Jones,
until they reset the ball. Once they do that,
for about 1.
they still stay stopped for 5 seconds. And then once that happens, the game clock will go. So
And right now the game clock has stopped at 56, but it's going to get going pretty quickly once they get up to the line. And now it's a running clock with under 47 seconds to go. 2nd and 9. And this is a handoff again to Jones. He's not going to get anywhere at all.
Spectacular. They haven't run the ball at all. A minute is forever with these type of timing rules.
you have backups.
I honestly really think that the Battlehawks are just going to sit on this one and they're just going to run some clock out to go into the half.
Great first half, but I am with you. Play the hot hand.
I don't really like this decision very much right here. I think the Hawks can definitely go down and score some points here.
Both coaches really conservative here.
I'm not sure what Hayes is thinking here. You got a minute to go, and here's a handoff again, and the ball is it's whistled dead for some reason.
before they got the ball snapped there.
I have no idea.
Calls their second and final timeout of the half.
So they use the timeout just to stop the play clock.
And Battlehawks are going to take a timeout.
And you talk about the numbers. I mean, this Tom was already
Not sure why.
He's put up better numbers than he did the entire game last week. Now they didn't need him to throw.
I suppose it's because the play clock was running low.
The way he's run, the way he's thrown, it is curious that they decided.
So it looks like the Hawks are just going to go into this half up with a comfortable 14-point lead. I definitely think maybe some more points could have been scored here before you give the ball back to Seattle. Here we go, 3rd and 9. Tamu in the shotgun. He's just going to hand it off to Jones, and he's going to get nothing at all
But they also didn't have the play clock
to possibly to end this quarter here.
And a timeout again. This is just an eternity.
Yeah.
A minute with these timing rules and a timeout with that quarterback and the way that he's thrown. I think that was a mistake from St. Louis' side. But I will say,
And that's going to end the first half of the Battlehawks versus Dragons. So
is on the other side. But boy, St. Louis played well, led by their quarterback, who was absolutely spectacular. Jordan Tamu was fantastic, Brock.
Yeah, he certainly was. You told us yesterday your family was flying in to watch it. What they see in that first half?
My family came all the way from Hawaii to watch, so I'm here playing for them.
So that's how the that's how the first half ends.
They get us all pass defense and special teams, so we just got to keep it up.
Jordan feels like you're in total control. You just have great balance. Your fundamentals are on point. Is there anything that Seattle is doing that's disrupting you at all?
Just hitting me in the back after the throw, so that's pretty much it. But just got to make my reads pretty fast and just get downhill.
All right, go get your orange slices.
So with that, you guys can come into the comment sections, give us give us some of your thoughts on the game, how things are going for the Hawks, going for the Dragons.
The Battlehawks in firm control here at the break. Keep in mind,
Obviously, this is really very much a one-sided contest, really. with the Hawks and very much in pretty much big command. I really get the sense that this is this could be a pretty big, could turn to a pretty big lead again for St. Louis again. They definitely did. They definitely did that against last week against the Guardians, even though they definitely were clearly more dominant than the Guardians were. Seattle definitely has been able to do a little bit of something in terms of getting the ground game going. They almost forced a turnover, almost forced an interception on Tamu on a tipped pass. So, in essence, really, I guess it's really obviously a lot less noticeable, and where the Dragons are not screwing up as much. Battlehawks got so lucky that St. Louis didn't go get 7 on the last. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the Dragons being lucky that the Battlehawks didn't go get 7 on the last drive. Is that it? Because the Battlehawks are St. Louis, so obviously the Battlehawks were super conservative on the last drive. They just ran the football with their running backs, and it was super conservative. I don't know why Jonathan Hayes was going like that. I mean, you have a minute left to go. You have these rules tailored so where you can. That's okay. That's okay, sir. And so yeah, it was definitely where the Hawks definitely could have taken a little bit of a larger lead. Maybe could have at least gotten a field goal here to make it a 17-point lead, possibly, or even go up by 6 or possibly 8 points. So far, the Battlehawks tend to go on a 2-point conversion rather than going for 1 or 3. And I think if I am the Hawks, I would definitely keep trying to go for 2 here. I think that's what a lot of teams seem to be going for, are more for 2-point conversions. At least that's what I think. I really think it's kind of interesting how the conversions are, where 2-point conversions are at the 5. I think it's kind of a little bit tougher for just 2 points, and then it's the 10-yard line for 3. So I think going for 3 points. I mean, I think it's actually easier to make a field goal for 3 points than having the ball at the 10-yard line having to throw it into the end zone for 3 points. It's really kind of more about points value, and that's kind of how I see things. But I definitely think that things are very interesting for the XFL. I'm enjoying it, and I hope some of you guys here in the chat are also enjoying it as well.
So far.
But so far, so good for St. Louis. Seattle, not so much, but I definitely think that they're hanging in there. They are making it a little bit of a game, even though they are down, but they're certainly not out of it.
Yeah, George Tomo has been absolutely.
I would like to go get some water, so hang tight.
Making decisions after the snap. He's been accurate. He's anticipated windows. Here they got him early outside of the pocket, established some rhythm. Then it was him on the outside, run the football. Great decisions in the RPO game. That was a terrific anticipation throw. Here's that double play power action. He throws a touchdown, the slant to Pearson L. And it was more of the same later. Great anticipation on the outside on the out route. And he was spectacular. He really was. And this was a terrific little execution. He makes the linebacker commit to him on the option, then gives Ford the little option pitch, and Ford finds himself in the end zone. That That first half was all about their quarterback. I thought that they've been getting better as a team, right? Their offensive line is good. Their defense is good. I thought, their quarterback needs to develop a little bit. He was the best part of their team in that first half. And if he's going to play like that, watch out. This is one of the better teams in the league.
Yeah, they seem to be getting better week by week as the season goes on here now that we're in week 4. Now, earlier today, well, a team that really needed a win made a switch at quarterback. Now, Matt McGloin was officially out with an injury. That gave Luis Perez a chance to start for the New York Guardians as they took on Los Angeles. He hooks up with Mikhail McKay for a score. Josh Johnson answered back to Saeed Blacknall, 42 yards on this one.
Beautiful ball way down the field. And then Josh Johnson, because of the tip, gets picked off by Summers. That led to a field goal from New York. That gave him a 3-point lead. And then Kurt here, a chance to tie. Novak pushes it to the right.
Longtime NFL kicker Nick Novak disappointing on that one. Winston Moss not happy, but Kevin Gilbride was after his team won 17-14.
Boy, I don't know how much better we can play and feel good for each other, because I'll tell you what, you deserve it. I couldn't be happy. Congratulations.
So the under hit and New York cover. They win at 17-14. St. Louis up 17-3 right now. The Jordan Thomas show will continue. Here with the second half action. Seattle has the ball first, though, when we come back.
So, still 17-3 at the half.
I ended up paying too much. It's pretty embarrassing.
Only Carfax.com can give you the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at Carfax.com.
How do you think they make Starburst taste so juicy?
Starburst? Juice-Dradic equation. Super top secret mathematical formula they keep stored inside a safe, inside a vault, inside a volcano.
Ah, Juice-Dradics.
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
We've toiled and
Okay, so with about 4 of you in here, of course, you guys can comment anytime you want about this game and, have your say,
America is watching.
I definitely don't want to do all the talking, so.
Time's running out. Get to Nissan now for big President's Day savings on our entire lineup. Get a low $199 per month lease on the 2020 Rogue.
I strongly advise anyone needing a joint replacement to put themselves in the hands of Dr. Rother at Orthopedic Associates. I originally chose him because of numerous recommendations from friends and acquaintances on whom he had performed surgery. He's a great communicator, a good listener, and a caring physician. I also strongly recommend any one of the exceptional therapists.
Okay, so obviously, what do you think is going to take for the Dragons to be able to get back into this thing? I definitely think that personally, I would definitely try to get Brandon Silver some nice, really quick throws. Definitely get back to the running game. I think that's probably been able to work decently for them, but I would definitely try to get your quarterback comfortable to be able to get some timing, some nice timing routes with his receivers, get comfortable, convert some second downs, convert some third downs, do whatever it takes, I definitely also think that I also definitely think that maybe some extra pass protection could help, because that Battlehawks line is pretty darn good. They could definitely get after the quarterback. Another thing that I've kind of noticed is that the Dragons have also used running backs in the passing game, which I thought was a really good idea. So that's another thing that they can keep doing, is throw the ball to some running backs. As far as the Hawks go, I definitely think that they could. Definitely think they could keep going with what's working. Right now, the running game is probably not really all that great. It hasn't been all that explosive. The Dragons' defensive line has done a pretty decent job of holding that power running game. But it's been Tamu that has been the leading running back, really, for this offense, and the passing game has worked very well on some nice timing routes, some RPO, and I would try some bubble screens in there
first Jim Zorn.
Yeah, and I saw BJ Daniels sprint by me coming out of the tunnel. I think he's warming up. Is there going to be
I most definitely would try that out, you know.
Second half. Not you know, we've got to move
Could work.
We have to change something to get a spark, and we'll see if we can get some scores here in the second half.
And the thought process behind that change was what?
Well, just we have 2 first downs in the whole first half. Our production is poor, and it's not all Brandon. You know,
I'm just kind of checking how things are going on for my live stream to make sure things are running. I think things are running pretty well. Just not enough likes in the video, so if you're here, give it a nice thumbs up. And let's drown out the haters that thumbed this down. Packer fans out here that are obviously here to support the Pack Attack, give it a thumbs up for the definitely give it a thumbs up for the Pack. Go Pack, go! The Dragons are going to get the ball back, so I'll get things going, get things rolling for them.
On the ground, very talented player. Played some time in the NFL.
And here's the kickoff.
But here in the XFL, back in quarterback, and gets the tap here in the second half.
Here's John Santiago seeing what type of field position he can get him in. He's got inside the 20, and so BJ Daniels will take over deep in his own territory, but take over he will. Now it's starting.
And right now, the new quarterback that's coming on for Seattle is BJ Daniels.
He's in a zone read, almost kind of a wildcat package. So this is going to open up the offensive play.
BJ Daniels was actually with the champion Seattle Seahawks when they won the Super, or when they either won the Super Bowl or went to the Super Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comment section if you know anything about Daniels. But this should be really interesting to have a mobile quarterback coming in. And right now we got a handoff to a running back, and it's about 3 to start things out.
With Silvers, they do have to stay on schedule. They got to stay on schedule not because of either quarterback, but because their wide receivers on the outside have a really hard time gaining separation. When you're in an obvious down situation, you can't put those defenders in conflict, run past conflict, and they have a hard time gaining that separation.
And there's Daniels on the keeper.
And we got BJ Daniels going on a little bit of a run right here, and he's got a first down for the Dragons.
9 yards. Look at the explosion. So you get the defensive end inside, and then boom, the quarterback gets on the outside. That's a terrific read. You get a good block from 89. That's Connor Hamlin.
Really nice blocking up front by the line to be able to get Daniels some alleyway to be able to go get that first on a nice scramble out to the right.
A spark for this offense, creating a first down.
And it forces the defense to play a little bit differently because now they have to respect the run. At least the potential run.
Let's see. First down. Ball is at the 31-yard line. And we got another handoff. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a fake handoff. Daniels keeps it himself and gets about 5. So now the Bucs defense has got to respect the ability of the scrambling quarterback. They're going to kind of do what Tamu did to them back in the first half, was some RPO, a little bit of RPO and some quarterback scrambles. Daniels goes and makes a throw to the right and misses with his receiver. So on an I believe that's on an out route and incomplete. 3rd and 7 coming up. That's actually a flat out drop right there by the receiver. Reynolds. 3rd and 7. About the 36. Daniels to throw, and it's complete, but he is short of the sticks at it to the 40-yard line. So I think what they're going to do is punt, I believe.
To keep your offense out there, even with the spark, and that's
4th and 2, so he's a little bit shorter than I thought.
Come hard on that, because Indy is not thunder, right? You don't stop, just.
And they're going to punt, so that's going to give the ball back to St. Louis to start out their first drive on this half, 3rd quarter.
So let's see what their head coach had to say at halftime.
Listen to me. You
guys continue to play the way you're playing. You're playing hard, stay focused, eliminate some of these penalties, and we'll be fine. But the key's going to be taking over.
I'm kind of surprised that Hayes is not talking to his guys about the little bit of the botched Pearson L throw for the 2-point conversion to Marcus Lucas, the tight end in the end zone. But I think it's probably been one of the only true blunders by the Hawks, really. But it was a really nice play design. And we got a handoff to Matt Jones, and Seattle's there to stymie it again for a negative gain on that, -1. So it's 2nd and 11. Seattle certainly has a really, really, really stingy run defense.
Championship winning team of 2000 there with Oklahoma, as well as his offensive coordinator Chuck Long, who was there in his first stint.
2nd and 11.
His first year at Oklahoma there.
At the 13, Tamu to throw, escapes a sack. He's able to take off and run and get about 8 on that.
You look back at that Iowa team. This is 1983. There's Jonathan.
So that's going to get a little bit of a more of a manageable 3rd and short here for St. Louis. Let's see what Chuck Long has in store for this offense to start this second quarter out here, third quarter.
Certainly were impacted by the Iowa legend who passed away earlier this year.
3rd and 4. Tamu to throw, and out of the reach of his tight end Lucas, incomplete. 4th and 4. Punt time.
Really his first mistake of the day, guys. You know, because he had him. Lucas was wide open.
That was a very, very Marcus Lucas was wide open there to the right, and he just overshot him. That was probably Tamu's worst throw today.
This game was 7 catches. All right, he was wide open. George got to hit him.
Yep, first miss of the day. So Austin Prohl will be back deep to take this one for Marquette King.
Marquette King to punt. And Austin Prohl is going to take it. He's going to get quite a bit of a big gain right here on the return. Good field position to start for the Dragons.
For Seattle. They'll start from the 45. Get BJ Daniels right to start.
So here's a second drive for the Dragons. Let's see what BJ Daniels and crew can do. Maybe get some points up on the board for Seattle, as they have been very lackluster with
Switch to progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like
with their first quarterback on the field, missing some throws and just not being able to sustain drives. That's been their issue. The way I see it, with a mobile quarterback, I definitely think that Daniels can keep this defense on their heels, and they can possibly be able to score some points here with that type of dynamic quarterback. Just do what Tamu did to them.
Following is a list of snow day closings due to inclement weather. All 2-wheel drive crossovers should close for the day. Wannabe SUVs should close for the day. Regular 4-door sedans should close for the foreseeable future. All cheap 4x4 vehicles will remain open despite the harsh weather conditions.
Now purchase and get $2,000 bonus cash or well-qualified license to lease the all-new Jeep Gladiator for $248 a month.
I just need to rest my voice for a second, guys. I've been talking quite a bit.
Smart bed. You can both adjust your comfort with your sleep number setting.
Can you help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently
Get some H2O.
automatically adjust to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
And storing?
No problem. And done.
So I wake up ready for
Okay, as far as what Seattle can do, obviously with a dynamic quarterback like BJ Daniels, you can definitely do some RPO. I definitely would like to see him make some throws down the field, but the way I see it, the Battlehawks defense has done a really nice job of clamping down on that passing game. There has been nothing down the field for them. The running game is probably a little bit stymied as well, but the Hawks have been able to shut it down for the most part. But with Daniels, you can probably get a little bit of it going with him. It really seems like the running game for both teams has not done very well, aside from the quarterbacks. So, but I'd definitely like to see, obviously, the offensive coordinator get or Jim Zorn get Daniels into a rhythm, go with some nice short passes just to get him into a rhythm and see what he can do. All right, Daniels is going to keep it, and he's going to run right up the middle. It's going to be a first down to the 30 and to about the 31 or the 29. And there's going to be a little bit of he's going to get shoved out of bounds by a and obviously no flag on it. 15-yard run by Daniels. Definitely a really good play right there for Seattle to get something there.
There absolutely should have been a flag right there on Robert Nelson and given them 15 more yards, which would have taken them to the 15-yard line.
First down, about the 29-yard line of St. Louis. They're driving. Daniels to throw, gets his man, and it's complete for a big first down out to the 8-yard line of the Battlehawks. There we go. There's a little bit of a spark there for the Dragons. They're threatening. They're knocking on the door here. Really good time for Daniels to make that throw deep down the field to the right. And it's first and goal at about the 9-yard line. Daniels is going to keep it, and he's at to about the 1-yard line, pretty close to scoring right there. Good keeper right there.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Now it's second and goal.
On their heels, prior to this, Seattle just had nowhere to go.
I think a score right here is going to put Seattle right back into this game here. Now I definitely see why that they put Daniels in. Nothing was working with Brandon there. Handoff to running back. He's going to be stopped just short. Third and goal coming up for Seattle with 8.5 left to go. The score will definitely keep it close, and it's going to be very interesting to see what will happen down the line if it's going to be a close game. St. Louis is going to have to keep putting their foot on the gas to keep this lead here. Third and goal, stacked lines, handoff, and he's in. Touchdown, Seattle. And it's Kenneth Farrow. That was a good drive right there, by Zorn and Daniels to get the ball moving, and you be able to use Daniels' legs to get things going.
Just smashing down Colin Jeter, 81, the tight end, did a great job, and then Farrell gets tight right off of that edge.
Very well done.
He didn't go wide into the defender. He got as skinny as he could and lunged for that goal line, and he finds himself into the end zone, and Seattle will go for one.
And they're going to go for 1 point. The ball is at the 3-yard line. And BJ Daniels is going to keep it, and he's going to be in for 1 point. So that is now going to put this game at a 7-point margin here for the Dragons. And there's some kind of like a scrum here. It looks as if that there's, and we got flags coming out. I have no idea what all this was for. Obviously, Daniels crossed the goal line. I have no idea what that was about.
Here's the end of the play. Clearly in, and then he wasn't.
And then we got a little bit of shoving from Dylan Days from the Dragons, shoving Kenny Robinson, who was trying to make a tackle right here. Dylan Day was that long blonde-haired guy that said that pretty much said the F-bomb right on national TV. So obviously it was uncensored. So that was a little bit of a stink that people put up on. And then that was the guy that did it.
I guess they got kind of rowdy or upset. No, we scored, and I understand it.
So we're gonna sort out what the flags are about. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a couple of unsportsmanlike conducts right here. Could be on Day, could be on Kenny Robinson, could be on could be on some other guys for getting into the scrum, whatever it was.
All right, the 30-year-old Daniels. We asked if he could light a spark. He certainly did here on the second half so far. Leading the team to their first touchdown.
Definitely a good drive by Seattle.
There were multiple fouls by the defense.
Okay, so it's all going to be on Seattle.
Number 23, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 23 is declined.
So Robinson's going to get unnecessary roughness, apparently.
26 will be enforced.
And Dexter McCoyle, I believe, is the other. Smooth move, guys. I have no idea why.
But more importantly, Seattle's back in this ballgame, folks. Kenneth Farrell with a 1-yard touchdown on a drive that really was led by their new quarterback, B.J. Daniels. It's now a 7-point game.
I have no idea what happened right there.
It's humiliating. It's expensive. I just trusted the
Dumb
wrong
penalties.
used car sites. Carfax has a better way. Only Carfax.com.
And Jonathan Hayes just got done telling his players no more penalties, especially don't be taking stupid penalties like those. That's going to be tacked at the end of the kickoff right there.
Start your used car search today at Carfax.com.
And now for their service to the community, we present Limu Wimu and Doug with this key to the city.
It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
So the Hawks should get the ball back with most of the third quarter going by, and let's see what Hayes and the guys can do to be able to get this game under control again, and the Hawks can maybe score some points.
Getting more for getting away. Traveling lighter. Getting settled. Rewarded. More. At theexplorerguard.com.
Again, those of you who are in the comment section, obviously you can give me your thoughts on the game, how things are going on the Hawks, Dragons. Just don't let me do all the talking. This is not just my live stream, this is our live stream, so
This one drives some Volkswagen Passat.
How do you think they make Starburst taste so juicy?
Starburst?
if you're obviously driving and you're on your phone, I would encourage you to not type. I mean, I certainly understand that, but those of you who are unoccupied and can chime on in.
That's a great play.
Okay, with Seattle obviously getting something going on offense, obviously what I would do if I was the Battlehawks, I would definitely do whatever it takes to be able to ice this game.
put them in the end zone for the first
I wouldn't take too many deep shots. I would try to get the running game.
That added element to the quarterback run. And during the break, Brock, you were right next to Jim.
They were on commercial, and now we're back. So
and its assessment. Listen, this is how it's assessed. The officials didn't make a mistake.
right now it's back, and the Dragons are about to kick off to St. Louis. So and we got 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hawks are able to get a nice return to about the 37-yard line of their own territory, and we got another flag, apparently.
But Brock, Jim Zorn's exactly right.
Okay, no flag.
The league's probably going to have to address moving forward, but because of these penal touchback rules, you know, a penalty.
For those of you, the new crop that just joined in, it's 17-10 St. Louis Battlehawks. Give this video a thumbs up for the Hawks, and if you're a Packer fan, give this also a thumbs up for the Pack Attack. If you're a fan of another team, give it a thumbs up too. All fans of all teams of all sports are welcome on this channel. So give it a thumbs up for all sports fans.
Steve Hagan, the special teams coach, comes in and kind of calms Jim down. Says, our kicker can.
Okay, we got 2nd and 10
There is no added benefit whatsoever
for the Battlehawks. They are on their own 33.
Now got to find that first half rhythm, guys.
And we got a fake handoff. Tamu to throw down the field, and it's caught by Pearson L to the 40, approximately the 43-yard line. First down, Battlehawks. Really, really good play right there.
He's got a very small window between 3 Seattle defenders who are kind of.
Hang on a second, you guys. I want to get a little bit of light in here. It's kind of starting to darken here. Okay, after Christian Michael is going to gain nothing.
I call it a layered ball, right? You're not driving it. You're not throwing it with touch deep. You're layering it over a linebacker and yet in front of safeties, or even in that case, kind of a drop corner.
2nd and 10.
That execution, I'll tell you what, that is big time. That's NFL stuff right there. That was a beautiful throw.
Thank you for the thumbs up, Joseph J. Much appreciated, sir. Here's a pass on an RPO. Tamu throws it incomplete, and we got flags down probably in the secondary. I think he was going for Pearson L.
I think George Martin was there in the coverage. Hard to the pass. Holding. Defense.
And we got holding on Seattle. That's going to be an automatic first down for Battlehawks.
He's having to play over that slot. Remember, Mohamed Cisse was injured in this game. Also had Steve Williams, who was their normal nickelback in the first weeks. He's on,
and we got a first down.
So a depleted secondary there.
Both of them at the 63-yard line, or 43-yard line, approximately. And Michael's going to lose one on that play, unfortunately.
To get going between the tackles. That's one thing that Seattle has done so well, but it's that commitment that has opened up the outside for Jordan Tamu and some of that RPO game, the quarterback run, those slant passes. They are committed. That front
get a little bit hydrated here.
It's selling out to stop the run between the tackles.
And it's a loss of 2 for Michael. Again, I'll definitely give a lot of credit to that Seattle's defensive front for stuffing the run. A pass to from Tamu to Brandon Riley for about 8. And now that makes a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2 coming right up.
Make quality decisions, and he never feels rushed while he's doing it. We're seeing before our eyes the maturation of a quarterback, developing on the field, getting the reps that he needs post-college in order to develop into a great player.
Yeah, here's a guy who had to play at the Mexico Military Institute before going to Mississippi. So not a lot of playing experience.
And here's a snap, and looks like Tamu's going to keep it.
Looks like he got the first down.
And he's got the first.
We mentioned earlier, he's trying to find an offensive business from Hawaii.
Really good right there.
He's giving them a show.
He sure is, and right here he makes another great decision.
Yeah, he gets a nice little fake handoff. Thinks he's going to pitch it to Michael, and he just takes it himself and gets the first down right there. Really good drive going here by Battlehawks. Really good game plan. by Chuck Long right here. Things are going really well. We got the Tamu family watching there, obviously cheering them on in St. Louis. Tamu is going to hand it off to Matt Jones, and Jones is going to get about 9 right there. That's probably the biggest gain by a Battlehawk running back in quite some time, probably not since the first quarter.
67, Brian Folkhurst, who's been dealing with the flu, didn't get a lot of practice time during the course.
Really nice run by Jones. I think Matt Jones is probably the best back right now.
He told you he felt okay before the game.
Good enough for the workers.
And we got 2nd and 2. Handoff to Jones again. He's going to swing it out, and he's going to get stuffed again. Another really good play right there by the Dragons defensive line again, coming up and stuffing the run, especially to the outside. There just is no room to turn the corner at all. Even up the middle, there's not much there. The Dragons certainly have had themselves a really nice run defense. 3rd and 4. Tamu to throw, and it's complete over the middle to a receiver for a first down. It's Pearson L again. And it looks like it's a nice corner route, a nice in route again. Sort of like a slant, but not quite.
Tamu keeps it and escapes for a bit, but not for long. Eventually, he was caught by Marcel Fraser on the second chance.
And finally, we call Marcel Fraser's name, who's been.
So that's how it rolls right there. It's Battlehawks are doing pretty good right now.
That pick for a touchdown in the previous week when they beat the Vipers a couple of weeks ago at home, and we have not had a chance to call his name until a nice sack right there.
Seems as though he makes timely plays for the Seattle defense.
Tamu going back to throw, completes it to incomplete. It was batted down at the line right there.
Got him behind the sticks, then he recognizes the screen. He's working upfield against the tackle, Brian Wallace, and he's able to get himself up and bat that ball down. And now it's a long 3rd down opportunity. I'd say right here, if I'm George Tamu.
And right now we're going to get a 3rd and 16 with 2 minutes to go into the 3rd quarter here.
With their field goal kicker, Taylor Russolino, you got points, at least a good chance at points. He's perfect on the season.
So far, Jordan Tamu is 14 of 22, 164 yards and a touchdown, so really good. And we got a flag down. And that's going to tack on 5 yards for the Battlehawks, so that's going to push the ball back down a little bit. So not sure what that was about. Now it's going to be 3rd and 21.
Get on the outside, some sort of RPO, put the defense in conflict, give themselves some positive yards.
Yeah, before you just didn't want to lose any. Now
I would probably just try to get a pass out so you can make an easy completion for an easier field goal here. Tamu scrambling around, throwing to the middle, and it's caught to about the 20-yard. It's by LaDamian Washington right there, so that should make a pretty easy field goal for Russolino in there. So that's actually a pretty good drive right there. It's going to end in some points right here if Taylor can make his field goal. And we got a Seattle player down.
6'3", 294 pounds. And a rookie tryout this last year. Tampa Bay Buccaneers played 41 games.
It's defensive end Anthony Johnson down.
He was hustling from his defensive tackle position, trying to get back there and get into the play, and he was able to get there, but a little shaken up.
Obviously,
Seattle's defense, guys.
It really is.
It's all Seattle. It's all Seattle Dragon players that are going down. First, it was unfortunately it was Mohamed Cisse going down with some type of head or a neck injury off a little bit of a boom from Keith Ford, the running back of the Battlehawks, and Looks like Johnson is up and walking right off. He appears to be fine, so that's good.
Frustrated, not giving up. You know, we've seen this is the third week in a row we've done a Seattle game, and their offense has struggled pretty much every week. Even though
That's a good comment right there. I'm going to show it.
It's been put in position, but it had to make.
Show me the money, Casey Jackson.
So they will settle for the field goal attempt. Will St. Louis? Taylor Russolini from 38 yards away.
And Russolini is good.
So the lead's back to
there we have it.
Tomorrow on FS1, well, it'll be a good old-fashioned Texas throwdown as the 3-0 Houston Roughnecks pick up Bob Stoops and the Dallas Renegades. XFL football continues tomorrow at 4 Eastern on FS1 and streaming on the Fox Sports app.
Boy, isn't PJ Walker having a year? 11 total touchdowns, 835 total yards, and 11 plays of 20 or more yards. Right now, he is the leading candidate for MVP of this XFL season. He has been.
Yeah, what do you guys think of PJ Walker? He's doing a really nice job at quarterback. So
if he continues to play like this guy, yeah, he's going to be.
PJ Walker did a really good job against the Battlehawks in week 2 again. You know, Houston, I think they're probably one of the favorites to be able to win this whole thing in my book. I think I have a really nice team. June Jones is coaching that team up very well, so he had his way against this good Battlehawks defense. Seattle's going to get the ball back with under a few minutes to go in the third quarter, and I'm sorry, this should be the end of the third quarter, I believe. Losing track of time here, but the Dragons have moved the ball pretty well with Daniels at quarterback. About under a minute to go here.
Which he was able to do on that last series to get him down there and get in the end zone.
Yeah, led him to the touchdown here.
Here's Daniels to throw. He's got a wide open receiver. It's Alonzo Moore. And it's going to be a really big gain right there on first down out to the Seattle or to the St. Louis 13-yard line. Wow. Really good right there.
And then he just picks it up. He's like, just flips it over the top to Alonzo Moore. Excellent.
That was good. I don't get what happened. There was some kind of a breakdown right there in coverage or something.
But you can just see the difference that he's made to this offense. It seems as though the confidence that they've got.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And
there is a flag down now in the secondary.
There's flags down, and it makes me wonder if they had 12 guys out there.
And apparently there's a flag down for something.
By the back judge and the deep judge.
12 men on defense. It's a 5-yard penalty.
And we got 12. I got 12 men. So that's going to tack on 5 yards for
the Battlehawks unraveling a little bit. You know, there was some miscommunication on an offensive play.
St. Louis right there, and looks as if the Dragons are really doing a really good job right here. They're moving the ball here with BJ Daniels.
Of the third quarter, Seattle putting pressure on St. Louis, even though they're down.
Let's see, Mike Reynolds. I'm gonna. Are you thinking Cam Phillips? Cam Phillips has looked really super good. He had a really nice game against the Hawks. Outside of that game, I definitely know that he's probably been the highlight or one of the big highlights of the this league right here. It would surprise me if we see Phillips maybe make it in the NFL. Who knows?
1.7 gigs here in Houston.
Also, Sammy Coates is on that team too. Sammy Coates has been in the NFL. He has shown a little bit as a pro. I believe he was with the Steelers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I also really do think that Walker's also really good, really mobile, and he does have a pretty good arm. He can make some throws. Who are some of the most underrated players right now in this league that you think are the cream of the crop of the league? I definitely think that Cam is definitely up there. Walker is. I think Pearson L is actually kind of going a bit under the radar. He's doing really well. Marcus Lucas, our tight end, is also really good too. He's been able to make a few catches.
Might have to open an account. I mean, 5 times? That's outstanding basketball. I mean, thank you. Good for you, Coach.
It was the first time a man walked over because he stayed in orbit.
Since I'm really also trying to really learn the rosters, I'm not entirely sure either. It's a really relatively new league, and being 3 weeks in, I'm probably not going to get everybody's roster quite down. So I suppose players on the DC Defenders, they can definitely get some notice.
It's amazing how quickly this city has fallen in love with this.
Cardale Jones, how about anybody have any opinions on Cardale? He had a pretty rough game going up against the Wildcats. I believe that he threw 3 interceptions in that game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he had a brutal game.
Just a shade under 30,000 today, coming pretty close to that, 27 and a half.
By the way, Jets, we're at 30 right now in the total. Fox bet at 37 and a half. So obviously it's a big series here.
Okay, here is a little bit of a reverse here, and it's stuffed for a negative gain around there.
One of 5 XFL players with multiple sacks.
It was 4 picks by Cardale. Well, yeah, the last time I saw it, he threw 3 picks. I didn't know how much he had in total, but it was a really, really brutal game for Jones. Yeah, I think Cardale is going to do just fine. He just had a really rough game. 2nd and 9. Dragons going back to throw is Daniels. He's going to take off. He's got a first down, and inside the 15 of St. Louis. Dragons are really, really rolling right now with Daniels at quarterback.
It was basically drop defense there. Everybody got out of dodge. It's kind of man coverage with deep safety. He saw it. There was no man player for the quarterback. He saw all that turf in front of him, and he just took the first down. It was an easy conversion for number 7, and that's the type of decision that Jim Zorn's got to love. 13 yards on that run.
Here we go. We got a little bit of a. It's a throw from a wide receiver on a reverse, and it's complete for a short gain. However, nice play design though.
Let's go trips left. 32 zebra dart. That's Dodger. Why you go vertical?
Question for you, Mike Reynolds. Who do you cheer for in sports? 2nd and 9. Nice throw by Daniels. I think it's a touchdown right there. It's Evan Rodriguez, the tight end.
Back-to-back drives. The Dragons get touchdowns with B.J. Daniels at quarterback. And again, it's a great read on an RPO. The fake draws the linebacker over and creates space.
There you have it. Dragons are now rolling on offense with Daniels coming alive.
The ball on the frame of the tight end. Rodriguez finds himself there, just backs himself into the end zone for a touchdown. What a difference this second half has made with B.J. Daniels in at quarterback. And the Dragons have some confidence and will go forth
Would that be the St. Louis Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals, Mike? I'm guessing St. Louis because that was my bad. Obviously, being a St. Louis fan in general, that's cool. Oh, and apparently the conversion was no good, and it was incomplete, heading for the right corner of the end zone right there, the front right corner, and no good. So now the score remains 20-16.
To get into that field goal hold, and really two doesn't do anything for you. They should have gone for one right there. They went for one on the last possession. Daniels ran it in easily. They could have gotten it to a field goal, but now they're still down and have to get at least a touchdown as Alonzo Moore had it in his chest right at the pylon and ended up dropping it. Brock, a little miscalculation there on that strategy. They did not need 3 points.
Well, BJ moves the ball up and down the field. Just curious the decision to go for 3 there.
So going for the 3-point conversion, that was actually not a bad choice. I really liked it. It could have worked, but as I've said earlier in this stream, I think that going from 10 yards out for the 3 points is a little much, in my opinion. It maybe could move it up to the 8, just to make it a little bit easier to be able to get 3 points. But I like the decision by Zorn to go for that.
More important at that point being just a field goal away if you go for 1.
I'll think about that when I get there.
All right on, Zeke. Thank you, bud. You can see the math right now is a little bit different for these head coaches who all their lives have been brought up.
So now the Battlehawks should get the ball back, and with 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, I got to change that graphic. So forgot to do that. I'll do that really quick.
Same exact field goal gives you the lead. Going for 2, right, Brock?
So yeah, I guess, Joel, I mean, what you heard from Coach as well is once we get to the fourth quarter and we're down, we're going for 3. I guess that is some of that mindset that you're almost pre-programmed, right? Either analytically or you make that decision, beforehand that if we're in that position, we are going to go for 3.
And here's a snap. Tamu to throw on an RPO, slant again, and it's complete over the middle to Brandon Riley for a first, but we got a flag. Not sure what.
I think it's going to be after the catch on the hit.
And they're saying it's after the catch.
Because it wasn't open right away, and Jordan took an extra beat, found the second window.
So it shouldn't really affect anything right there on the terms of the catch and run there by Riley. Should be a first down either way. If it's on Seattle.
Here's that pump right here. See, he wants it. Then he
nice slant. And it's on Seattle.
You see how he dropped down and then used that extra slant window between the linebackers.
Let's see what happened right here. Okay, it's kind of a big collision right there. Pretty close to helmet. Not a very... I don't think it's that bad. I thought it was pretty decently clean, but Tamu's going to keep it. And he's going to get about 7 on that. So 2nd and 3. Approximately, depending on where they spot it.
They're going to be in 2nd and 10 probably, maybe 2nd and 12. But he holds on to the football, he gets what he can, and now they're in a 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5. He only got 5 on that.
Carries 53 yards for Tamu.
And here we go. Handoff. And it's stuffed again. Matt Jones for -1 again. Again, that Dragons defensive line is super good, and they can't really get anything going in the running game as far as the running backs go.
Okay, so H is going to be the motion man, and he's got a choice.
Like off the guard and off the tackle, nothing there at all. We're not really too much off the guard and center either. I mean, everything is closed down. 3rd and 7. Jordan to throw. He's got his receiver for his first down, and that, I believe, is LaDainian Washington. I'm sorry, Keith Mumphrey. Yeah, finally there's Keith Mumphrey for a catch. I've been waiting for Mumphrey to do something.
His decision making and timing have been impeccable.
And Dad likes that.
As he should.
Shout out to you, Bryant. Thanks. Thanks very much.
Tom, 196 yards passing, 53 on the ground. This has been his game.
Okay, first down. Here we go. Ball is at, I don't know, 38-yard line. Tom is going to take a deep shot. It's caught. Whoa. Oh, they lost the ball at the last second. It's Mumphrey. But it doesn't matter. First down. He caught it.
Was thrown absolutely perfectly. And Mumphrey got the step down the field and right over the shoulder. You cannot throw it any better than that.
And right now the ball is at the 15-yard line of Seattle. Tamu in a shotgun with somebody in the backfield, a running back. And we got a whistle. It's probably going to be a false start. Yep. That's Brian Folkerts on the false start.
Folkerts moving the ball around a little bit. What's it like when you're a quarterback and you're just feeling it? Whatever you want to do works. Well, I mean, you play quarterback. Come on, allow me. I don't know if
I see it was a little bit of a ball wiggle right there on Folkerts more than a false start. So happens.
And what can set the offense
just, but you know, just snap it. Okay, first and 15. The ball should be at the 20. Handoff to Jones. I'm sorry, it's a keeper right there by Tamu. He's going to get about 4. Second down and about 16 approximately, depending on where they spot it. Those of you that like this stream, like Mike and Bryant, give it a thumbs up. It'd be much appreciated. And if you want to subscribe for more future Battlehawk streams, go for it. It'll be very much appreciated. Second and 12. The ball is at about the 16, and we've got only a short gain of about 2 or 3 by Jones.
He's playing too late right now, and he was concerned with what was happening. Let's see if he goes here.
Okay, Chuck, let's see what you got. On 3rd and 10 here. See what you got.
This is a little bit of a sweep here. So what happens here is he's going to run.
And we can get a first down at about the 5-yard line here. Ball's at the 15. Here we go. It's a handoff to Jones, and he's going to be a little bit short. I thought the decision right there was interesting. I think that was kind of the design to catch them off guard, thinking that they were going to throw. But a nice gain by Jones nonetheless. I don't know. I guess this is an okay decision. I mean, Rossellini is going to come on for a field goal to tack on a 7-point lead here. So I don't mind the decision. I mean, right now we're under 8 minutes to go. So
it's the exact same scenario if you kick this field goal.
Rossellini's kick is good. And now we got a 7-point game again.
And we'll do the math for you here on the other side.
Good drive by the Hawks again.
23-16 here in the 4th quarter.
Ends in some points.
Allergy sufferers is my favorite Zizol bedtime story. It's about the time when allergy symptoms ruined people's sleep and made them miserable all the next day. Oh, what relief they found taking Zizol at night. It worked while they slept, and they woke refreshed for more productive days ahead. Zizol provides powerful relief. Plus, it lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, works faster than Claritin, and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size.
Okay, 23-16, you guys. 7-point lead. Keep it up. Hopefully the defense can pick it up a little bit, figure out some answers for Daniels and his dynamic abilities as a both a runner and a passer. Right now, things are looking like it could wind up being a shootout at the end of all this, with obviously the score being as close as it is. But in the first half, we were looking at a completely different game where the Hawks were dominating. We were seeing, obviously, complete, utter dominance in terms of time of possession, yardage, and first downs. With Daniels, they've been getting first downs left and right, big gains, a few big plays have been given up, especially in terms of the running game, with Daniels scrambling for a whole tons of yardage. So, like I said, at the half, if the Dragons do what they did, what Tamu did to the Dragons defense, that was the key right there, and that's how things obviously have been ever since. The Dragons have made it a game, and it's up to Jay Hayes, and the defense to step up and make some plays here for the defense and maintain this lead here.
Introducing the new BSC Angus Big Burger at Carl's Jr. in Hardys. Hey, firefighter. We're gonna get you out of there.
I'll be back really quick, you guys.
When he's locked in, he's lights out. Like some kind of mechanical maestro, Martin Truex Jr. is orchestrating his next masterclass. On complete domination. The Auto Club 4 on Sunday at 3:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
It's a battle for the Wild Wild West and first place in the conference as Landry Jones and the Air Raid Renegades host the Roughnecks and early MVP favorite PJ Walker. It's a Texas throwdown. The XFL tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
It's a big one. Houston and Dallas, the top two teams in the West right now. So this is the important game for Seattle to stay in it. St. Louis atop the East division.
The way it looks the way it looks right now, St. Louis is definitely one of the top teams now in the conference. So 2-1 could possibly go 3-1 here to get a good start. Dragons are going to get a really good return here. They're going to get pretty close to the 30.
Yeah, and Brock, you had a chance to chat
maybe a little bit past the 30, and out trots BJ Daniels.
Right, this is something, even on their offense, Joel.
Let's go deep. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out a way to stop them.
Between the tackles in this very active group, it's safety and linebacker.
Let's go.
Have got to have eye discipline on the quarterback.
Let's send a spy, maybe. McCoyle. Anybody. Robinson. Joe Mama. And a handoff. It's BJ Daniels on a keeper, but he's going to get only held to just a yard, and making the stop is Kenny Robinson, the safety. There you go, Robinson.
Silver's won that battle, but right now it's really a different team under Daniels.
Yeah, it's just a different threat, and right there, St. Louis was still, and there's Silver's kind of off on his own. Not really engaged in what's going on. Don't love that because you're always a snap away from being in the game. So certainly he needs to engage him.
2nd and 11. I didn't realize he lost a yard. 2nd and 11. Daniels is going to keep it again, and he's going to get a huge gain, first down.
Hey, even the guys on the St. Louis sideline give a little dap.
Well, I tell you what.
That looks like that was the same play right there.
It's another thing to
it was a keeper out to the left, and he just shook and jived right out of everybody. He shook and jived right Dexter McCoy right out of his cleats, man.
Because of the elusiveness of Daniels, and he is an absolute.
That was really, really good right there. Good effort by Daniels to get that first. Ball is at the 35, I believe. And another outside handoff. It's to a wide receiver, apparently. And he's going to get 7 on that. Yeah, Kenny Robinson is he's a rookie, and he's eligible for the draft. So he's going to go to the NFL.
Double right, F right, 21, wide Dodger, 21 ace.
So we got Zorn calling out some plays for his quarterback, Mr. Daniels, and we got 2nd 3, ball at the 50-yard line. And the snap, throw, and it's behind his receiver and incomplete, and Robinson was on the coverage.
wanted to. But
those of you who are here in this live stream here, give this video a thumbs up for the XFL, the Battlehawks, the Dragons, whatever team you root for. This channel is for all fans of all sports, so give a thumbs up for sports. Third and 3, and we got a huge run here. And it's more again for a huge gain and a first down.
Well, here's what happens is that they've got linebackers and everybody out on the outside waiting for the quarterback run. And
Jim Zorn has got a really good game planning, got a really good game plan going for this defense. They're taking it to us.
On the front side of the run game, and all of a sudden, for the first time today,
Man.
the run game pops for the
Man. Ball is at about the our 38-yard line. Snap. Daniels back to throw. And he's going to take off and run to the right. And he's down to about the 31-yard line. And we got flags. And it's a false start on an offensive lineman that's protesting. He said, "What? I didn't do anything." That's exactly what it was. What? Me?
Initially, good block, and then right here, as the defensive end tries to get
Obviously, he was holding right there. I mean, the replay shows that he's grabbing him.
Even though he was trying to state his case of Reggie Smith, our referee, it was clearly a hold.
It's on the right tackle, Eatman. I don't think he was in the NFL. First and 20. Ball is backed up at the 48 with Daniels throwing it, and it's incomplete. Hit the turf. Not sure who he was going for right there. I can't see a number. Either way, he skipped it off the ground, off the turf. Incomplete. Let's go D. You can do it. And Zorn calling the plays for second and long. Look for a run, guys. Look for him to scramble and run right out. Here we go. Daniels to throw, and incomplete, going deep for somebody, but it didn't really look like anybody was on the same page with Daniels there. I don't think the call going for on 2nd and 20 was the right call to go for the whole Medilla right there. Now you're facing 3rd and 20, 3rd and long here. Let's go D. We got a couple more stops. We got 4 minutes left to go. Ball is at the 47-yard line. And we got Daniels back to throw. Picked off. Who is it? I think it's Will Hill, my guess. 25. Nice. Nice. And we got flags down. We got a little bit of a scrum going on right after the play, so shouldn't matter. It's our ball. Nice pick right there.
All of this will be after the interception. Post possession foul, so St. Louis will keep the ball.
That's our ball now.
I mean, such an athletic play from Hill.
That is the interception was Will Hill.
Daniels was trying to force that ball into traffic over the middle. And
not a very great decision right there to be able to force that one by Daniels right there, but big play by the Hawks defense right there. Very much needed to be able to keep this game in their grasp. So
It's an interception. Over the play. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness by the intercepting team. Number 23.
Unnecessary roughness on St. Louis, apparently.
St. Louis keeps the ball 1st and 10.
And so that's after.
Well, that was another dumb penalty, but doesn't matter. We got the ball back. We got the ball back. We got the ball back. Fooey on you.
energy gets you
Go Hawks.
on the go line.
Let's run some clock out and take another win to the W column. Another really nice play from Will Hill yet again. I think he's had a really, really nice start to his little career here in the XFL. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's 4 interceptions now by the Hawks defense. 5 maybe. I haven't really been keeping track of the stats all that much. Still trying to figure out names and getting a really, really good feel for the new rules of this league. So, I mean, this is not the NFL, which is where I'm very much well versed into, being a fan of the NFL and the Packers for a long time. It's obviously a little bit of a different ball game. The XFL is, well, it's not new, but the reboot is new. Obviously, it being a little bit of a product of the past, coming back in 2001 when it started by Vince McMahon. It was more of like a gimmick league with all of the, the cheerleaders and the nickname nameplates in the back, and then there was all the stuff to cause drama. I never really got into that XFL. This version of the XFL, I think, is doing really, really, really great so far. I'm really liking it, and it's different from the NFL. The rules are different, and the majority of them I really like. There are a few things that I would like to have tweaked here and there for more, maybe just to make things a little bit better. Like, obviously, the point conversions can maybe be a little bit different. How do you know I didn't have a Red Bull? I didn't have a Red Bull, and I definitely gotta get a little bit more energy to start out the first quarter or the first half. I've kind of picked it up.
The quarterback don't really got a good deep ball outside, and he was looking at the time.
And this interview right now, he's got a little bit of an interview with Will Hill on that interception. So
the quarterback's a pretty good runner. What adjustments you got to make to his QB run game?
We got to stay out of man. Everybody got to see Ben zone and watch the quarterback. You keep your eyes on the quarterback, we'll be able to tackle him.
4 picks in the NFL. How good did that pick feel here?
No, I'm not on Red Bull.
That's his second interception of the season here in the XFL. Ties him for the league lead as Kristen Michael gets to carry on.
And Christoph, if you want to subscribe, go right ahead. That'd be great. I'll be doing some more live streams for the Hawks coming up next week. So feel free to join the nation.
They tried to, like he said at halftime, impress their will on this Seattle team. The Dragons had some momentum there, but Will Hill.
Awesome. Thanks, Christoph. Much appreciated. Julio Cesar Sale is from Brazil. Thanks for joining. Tamu to throw, and he got a nice out route to LaDamian Washington, and it's going to be a 3rd and short situation here. I don't know where we're at. I wasn't really paying attention, so I apologize for missing that.
With the clock rules, it's a lot of time.
3rd and 2, we got some clock chewing out to about 3 minutes.
And they don't have to turn out to be run plays, meaning if the numbers are against you, the quarterback just pulls that ball out, throws it on the outside in that RPO run pass option mode. It's such a benefit, and he does it so well.
Okay. And the clock is stopping
All right, let's check in with Sarah Walsh.
for a timeout.
Coming up next, Major League Soccer is back. Nashville SC makes its debut in the league, hosting Atlanta United. That's coming up right here, 8 Eastern.
You're in Afghanistan. Okay, that's a kind of
All right, that comes your way at the top of the hour.
that's kind of cool.
And St. Louis trying to wrap this up by 7 with 3:12 left to go. One of the interesting things that we talked about with the clock rules.
Why are you in Afghanistan?
Even when you have the lead and the football,
you just got to block it out of your mind. Let the quarterback handle it. Drain as much clock as he possibly can before snapping the football. But then,
never mind, that's a dumb question. Why did I ask that?
And then the quarterback has got to make great decisions with the football.
Obviously, I'm glad you're enjoying this stream.
It's really on number 10.
It's kind of a bummer that if obviously you're obviously active in service, it's kind of it's really kind of bummer that you have to miss your sports teams and you can't watch them overseas. And thanks for what you do. It's a great honor. Okay, 3rd and 2. The ball is at St. Louis 33, and Jordan is going to get past that. Going to get pretty close to the 40 there. And I believe that was on 1st down. So, and we got a clock stoppage again. Pretty sure Seattle's going to want that ball back so that way they can get that and score soon.
There are days as a quarterback when it looks like that the defense has 15 players out there, and then there are days when it looks like they got 9 players out there. And today for Jordan Ta'amu, it feels like he's just seen it so well. Like there's 9 players out there. I don't know how you felt, Brock, but that's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah, there's 2 things that have jumped out to me, Joel, in these 57 minutes. We're on the greatest show on turf, right? I mean, this was the turf that those guys ran wild on. And I remember Coach Holmgren would always say, play fast, but never in a hurry. And that is exactly what those Rams did. That's exactly what Jordan is doing.
Whenever I think of the Edward Jones Dome, obviously the greatest show on turf obviously comes to mind. And with some of you being former Rams fans, that was great. It must have been a great time for you guys. I really, really enjoyed watching the greatest show on turf. With Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, they were great, man. Ta'amu to throw, and he completes it over to the right, and it's to Pearson L for a huge 1st down. Boom, good throw. Good throw. Good catch, too. Good route.
He's got his eyes down the field. He keeps
and there, yep.
And then just delivers that nice little touch ball.
Nice little post right there in the slot right there for a big gain. 1st and 10, ball at the 45-yard line of Seattle. So we're driving, keeping some clock going. Handoff is going to go to, I believe that's Kristen Michael, and he's only going to get a couple.
We've talked about the decision making by Ta'amu. It's not just making the right decision; it's the speed that he's making the right decision.
That's right.
Yeah, Isaac Bruce is a beast, man. Isaac Bruce is one of my favorites. Obviously, being like a non-Packer player, he's one of my favorites. He was a really quiet player. He just did his job. He played well, and obviously Hall of Famer, and he was amazing.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance?
Him and Kurt Warner did magic together, and obviously with Kurt Warner being a Hall of Famer, both of them are Hall of Famers. Torrey Holt also, I believe, is a Hall of Famer in my book. So that's what made them so great. You had Kurt, then you had the trio of Bruce, you had Holt, you had Azir Hakim in the beginning, and then before he went to Detroit and stunk up the joint. And then there was Marshall Faulk. Wow, man. Marshall Faulk was a stud. He was a do-it-all running back. He caught passes and ran the ball just about as well. And deserved a Madden 03 cover. Unfortunately, things didn't go so great after he went on the cover. And I feel bad for Marshall, because Marshall is an underrated running back in my book. I think that Marshall was definitely top 10 of all time, and not only because of how versatile he was just so good. Unfortunately, it just wasn't sustained over a long period of time, unfortunately, like Barry Sanders or like Emmitt Smith. A lot of that had to do with injuries and such. it happens in a man's career, is where injuries can just derail your career, and then unfortunately things just go south for you, and that has been the case for a lot of running backs, underrated running backs, really, and this just not goes for running backs, but for a lot of football players. With that, we definitely got a little bit of football left. The obvious thing is time is the huge enemy for the Battlehawks. Keep going like this. Keep managing the clock. We can finish this out and win this game by 7 points.
Undefeated Houston Roughnecks. Walker electrifying in a Texas throwdown against Landry Jones and the Dallas Renegades tomorrow at 4 Eastern on FS1.
Maybe I'll probably do some live streams of some other games, you know, so I can get into some more, obviously some more football, and learn some more names. Apparently the Houston and Dallas is gonna have a nice showdown tomorrow. I might look into live streaming that if time permits for me. Who knows? But I will definitely be streaming Battlehawk games from here on out. And that should end it for the 2-minute warning right there. And now it's a matter of getting a clock off. And there we go. Joritamu is going to get a first down on a keeper.
At that first down marker, he crosses before the slide. Yes, he did. I think this town found a new hero.
Yeah, they sure have, at least from a football standpoint. And they have been so hungry to have this football team. They was lining up hours.
Really nice scramble right there by Tamu to get that first down. It went by so fast I didn't really see it right there. I was trying to type something into the chat, but that was really good. That was quick. And we got a handoff to, I believe this is Jones, possibly Michael. Who are you?
We're sitting at 7 right now, so the over is already hit. And by the way, that production, and guys, Brock, think about this. We talked about that run game, right? Matt Jones, Kristen
Mike, I think I'll go check it out. XFL Chalk Talk. I'll probably even go over there, check it out, and I'll subscribe. I definitely want to go get some more XFL, get it into my bloodstream.
They did the first part, but they have not been able to do the
Thanks for sharing. Handoff to Kristen Michael. He's got a first down out to approximately, I would say, the 23-yard line of Seattle, and Kristen is celebrating for sure, and looks like this game could be wrapped up, and obviously all of the Hawk Nation is loving it. I mean, it's got to be great to be able to see the city of St. Louis be able to get football back and just watch some good football on display again. So in that regard, to the city of St. Louis and obviously St. Louis fans, 2 thumbs up from me. And victory formation, and Tamu's going to kneel it down, and that's going to pretty much do it right there. Just take some clock off, but the clock does stop. But then it gets going again after an amount of time. That's kind of like the thing with the NFL, is that you can just take the clock out and then run it again. The clock just doesn't stop, but it does stop. So still trying to get used to it. And now then after the snap, obviously the clock will stop at 25 seconds. 3rd and 13, the clock will run again pretty soon. Once they get to the line, they can kill some more clock, and then once it gets to about 4th down, you can probably get Marquette King out to punt, possibly. Oh, I'm sorry, they're not going to punt. They're probably just going to take a field goal, possibly, but I would definitely think that this is going to do it here, as that'll do it right there. The remaining 6 seconds will run off, and that's going to do it for the Hawks. And Seattle Dragons.
Everybody flying over from Hawaii to see him win this ball game 23-16, the final.
Really, really good. Really good
Great
game.
development, anticipation, athletic ability. Every throw in the repertoire, if you will.
Good game, you guys. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a little bit lackluster in the first. Things were not going like great or anything like that. My energy was a little bit lower, and I'll probably try to make sure that my energy is higher next time for no matter what happens, you know. But there were definitely a lot of big plays going on for this game.
Everybody on offense did their job, and we came out with a big win. So this is a really good team, really good defense. So just happy to go home with a victory.
A week ago.
So I'll be sure to bring a little bit more extra to it, so that way it'll get you guys a little bit more lively. Maybe get some more comments in the comment section, and a huge thank you to the guys that did comment in the chat. You know, Mike, everybody that did. This was definitely a good game, and yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
I think this guy fits your background. I mean, whatever it takes, he's one tough cookie.
My player of the game. That's a tough one. I would definitely like to say that Jordan would probably be the player of the game. He had a really, really good game. His abilities in the run definitely helped out early, and then he was able to settle down and be able to make some throws. That was pretty crucial. And then there's the interception by Will Hill that helped seal this game. I would like to give a little bit of recognition to Will Hill for that pick right there. That gave the Battlehawks the ball back, and obviously took points away from the Dragons as they were driving. So I definitely would like to give that one to the defense for stepping up, particularly Will Hill. And but I think my player of the game would probably have to go to Jordan, doing what he did in the passing game. Pearson L also played well too. He caught a few crucial passes and one of the touchdowns. So, but I think I got to give it to Jordan, and his relatives watching him also is special too. So this was a good game for him as well. No turnovers. That helps out as well. So I think that's going to do it for this stream. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming in, and I'll catch you guys later for next week for another live stream. So with that, and go Battlehawks. Caw-caw!